last time on the wilds of Valandiir, the Crown Collectors arrived in Haven's Crest and were almost immediately reunited with an old companion, the changeling Daunt, who appeared in a chance encounter along the bustling streets. Promises were made to meet later at the city's finest tavern to share drinks and stories of the road. Eventually, the group's path led them into the lively chaos of a magical emporium, where the flamboyant shopkeeper dazzled them with wares both wondrous and wildly impractical. Yuno was reunited with an Imperial friend, a moment of warmth that stood in stark contrast to the cold marble halls that followed. In the Imperial throne room, the Emperor's eldest son greeted the party with a polished calm before meeting with his father in the royal war room. Bitterness laid bare in the form of a cutting squabble among the Imperial family, and from there the Crown Collectors were sent to the Tower of Xander Feng, the court wizard, where within the dark, dusty upper floors of the wizard's library, the group awakens a horrid aberration of filth and teeth, and that is where we start. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative as I throw you into the literal meat grinder.
Yeah.
Turn order out. Yeah, everybody's here. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative. Put your minis square in the middle of the room, and anybody who can't do that, I will do it for you. Just speak up. Guessing Yuno and Bogey and yep, Koza as well. Koza, you're still a damn monkey. Oh, that sucks. I have to change you as quickly as possible. You are not a monkey. You are a big boy. Now you're nothing. Hold on. Let's see. How fast can I find your token that I've made before?
For initiative.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Hold on to if you're having trouble uploading your initiative, just hold on your number for a minute real quick while I fix Koza's mini, and then we'll get started. Toot sweet. I don't have your mini here. Why? Why? Oh well. I'll have to. You're gonna just be a shadowy shade guy until I make it, because I'm gonna have to do that while we play.
All right.
So yeah, you're just gonna be this guy. Can you move that around? Let's see. Yuno needs to be made regular size.
Yeah.
Is too big. Everybody else is good. Reaper, you're all right. Everyone in the middle of the room. Who else are we missing? We're missing Baranor, right? Baranor, let's get you on there.
And Luna.
And Luna. Way down there. Okay. One, two. Let's get Azia out of there. What the hell is that all about? Let's see. Jeez. Koza, is that 15 yours?
No, I got a 7.
Why is all of this fucked up? Why are they all... There's like 3 of some of you. Alright, you know what? Hold on to your numbers. I gotta clear this turn order. I don't know why it held on to everything. Remember your numbers and then re-input them.
I'm seeing the current turn order.
Yeah, I know. So am I. I gotta clear it out. Okay, let's try that again, folks. Oh, well, I was seeing both and it wasn't letting me do it. Add a turn for the nasty thingy. Oh my god. Got an 8. Got an 8, y'all. Not good. Alright, 1, 2, 3. I'm missing a bunch of people, so let's make a turn for Yuno. Let's make a turn for Kravish. Let's make a turn for Koza. Oh, Koza, I'm going to move you real quick. Okay.
Okay.
And Baranor, you're good. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's everybody. Okay. Reaper? That 17's not right, is it?
It is.
Oh.
I just re-rolled so I could input a new number.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Koza, what's your initiative? And do you want to bestow advantage for somebody? Because you can do that.
Yeah, I'll give Yuno advantage because he's the closest.
Okay, he's got an 18. Can you see his?
Oh, you don't got advantage. She's going again.
I can. I can see like 4 people. I can see Kravish, Yuno, me, and Baranor.
Well, Diona's right next to you right here.
Oh, I'm talking about the turn order.
He's got a 4 for his initiative total. Okay?
Yeah, he'll probably do it sometime. I mean, I only didn't do much better.
Well, then I'll give it to Kravish, since he got the lowest.
Metagaming pigeon.
You're right. Yeah. That's all your help you're getting from me all game.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah. All right. Let's descend that. Okay.
There we go. I can see everybody.
Okay. So this very large. This thing is probably with its body itself. It's probably only about 10 feet wide, but with its tendrils swinging around, these grotesque, long, spindly, slime-covered tentacles that end in spikes and eyeballs, and it's got like a 3-jawed mouth with this long, disgusting pink tongue slithering out of it. It reeks of stench. First off the bat is I need you and then everybody on your turn to make a Constitution saving throw. So go ahead, this square right here, just so you know, constitutes its edge. It's 4x4 squares, even though it's not completely filling that space.
It's gonna be a 21 for you.
All right. It smells real bad, but you can hack it. It's not that big a deal. What would you like to do,
You know what? Yuno's gonna try to hit it with the disintegrate.
Okay.
He's got to make
He's
a
gonna-
dex save.
He's gonna burn a high one.
Aerosol, all that.
All right, a dex save. Okay, not bad dex. Ooh, that's a 16.
Straight 16 or 16 plus.
That's straight. That's all it is. 16 total.
So he is going to take, let's see, a fuck ton of damage.
Oh, I can't. That sounds like more than 5.
82.
Damn.
82. Okay, so kind of like squares off and it's just like gives this thing this I don't have time for this shit look, points his finger, and this very thin beam of blinding light just shoots straight through this creature's like upper jaw and just blasts a hole right through his head. It doesn't like catch him on fire or anything, and he doesn't turn to dust, but it just carves this really devastating hole right through this thing's body. And there's not even like blood that splatters.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to push him with my mind because he's a bitch.
Okay. What's the size limit on that? On your telekinesis? Because it is gargantuan.
Hold, please.
Okay. Reaper, while he's figuring that out.
It just says one creature that I can see. It does not specifically limit it in size.
Okay. All right.
Strength save.
Strength save. Well, that's a dirty 19. He's got a +4. Yeah. He's big and tough and scary and heavy and looking right at you. Reaper, I need you to make a con save.
Okie doke.
Everybody's
22.
gonna make one. 22. Yeah, this, like I said, smells like a mixture of rotting flesh and refuse and sewer water and dirty wet dog hair and old moldy bread, and it's just an amalgam of horrendous stenches. But you've honestly smelled worse.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Okay, I am going to cast Cold Shield or Chill Shield on myself.
Okay.
And
Let me give you a little icon. Actually, what does this do? Oh, it's stupid. Oh, I know what I can do. Watch this. Cold shield. Whew. And I think I got it. Go ahead.
and I'm just gonna like move her or something. Where is
You have a cold shield.
wrong one? It's Fire Shield, but you can use it to do cold damage instead.
Cool.
And then that's it. That's
All
my
right.
turn.
Kravish, I need a con
Yo.
save from you, bud.
16.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's a fail. So you are poisoned as this thing's stench just hits you hard. You've never smelled a rot, and you just got done fighting zombies and stuff, and undead wyverns, like massive amounts of rotting flesh. You've been around that. That doesn't touch this. It's got layers of old and layers of like raw infection, and it just turns your stomach to where you double over and vomit on the floor. So you are prone and you are poisoned, which means any attack you make is at disadvantage. Let's give you, nasty.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to use half my movement to get up.
Okay.
And then, muscling through the gag reflex, I am going to cast Bane on him.
Okay.
It's a DC 17 Charisma save.
Oh, this thing is real charismatic, too. With a -2. Okay, that's a 12.
Okay. So he will have to deduct a D4 from any attack roll or save that he makes
Got
while
it.
the spell's up.
Okay. Let's see. Bane. What should Bane be? My back hurts. Okay. Okay.
And then I am going to use another little bit of movement just to physically move back a little bit.
All right.
Kind of reeling.
Yeah. It's revolting.
Or, please.
Bonus action. I said bonus action. I'm going to look over towards Baranor, and I'm going to go, he's as stupid as he is smelly. And then I'm going to use that to give him a diabardic inspiration.
Okay.
Cool. I
is
do
a good
believe.
idea.
You talking about
Yeah.
the creature or me?
The creature, dumbass.
Aw. He had to insult you, so now it's a D6. Baranor, you also have DM inspiration, don't forget.
I have not forgotten.
Okay.
You can use that for any D20 test, whether it be an attack or saving throw or what have you. It's an added D10.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Baranor, unless you have anything else, Kravish,
No, that's it.
make a con save.
Yep. Con save, because I'm so good at those.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
All right, same thing. Yeah, you just got done spending some R&R at home. You've got the smell of the forest in your nose a little still. You've kind of been holding on to it since you got to the city, which is stinky. But this is on another level.
Yeah.
And you just hit your knee. Your knees go weak. Your legs give out from under you at this like sharp stench of death and decay. And you cover the floor under your feet and your boots a little bit with your breakfast. And yeah, you're not doing too good. So you're also poisoned.
Okay. Forget
But it is your turn.
I forgot what that does.
Any attack you make is at disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Attack
Okay.
rolls and ability checks are at disadvantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
until you pass.
Okay. For the record, Luna is also poisoned.
Aw,
She
Bummer. she puked up a rabbit.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna move up then. Luna's
Okay.
gonna move with me, and I'm gonna have. It doesn't matter which order we attack in, but I'm going to attack with my newly acquired Luna's Fang.
Alrighty.
Ooh, I don't think a 13 hits though.
Well, you're at disadvantage,
Oh, right. So I'll roll again. Roll again.
so we'll see how bad you miss. Oh,
13.
that would have been cool. That would have been cool. Nope, 13 does not hit, unfortunately, and it kind of zeroes in on you. It looks like it's bending its eye stalk tentacle so that one of its eyes is looking at Baranor and one of its eyes is looking at Yuno, and the other eye is kind of scanning the room. It's really creepy.
Okay. For my second attack, Luna's going to attack it with a bite attack.
Yum yum.
And because she's next to me, she gets pack tactics. So her
Right
bonus is 19.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19. Hold on, the thing is big. Oh yeah. This thing is slow and big and easy to hit. Luna will take as she clomps down on this thing's, I don't know.
Blubber.
Ouch. Hello?
Yeah,
No.
we win.
Did you lose me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we lost you.
So all right, I gotta make it so my phone can't turn off. I don't understand why Discord won't let me work when it turns off. That's not cool. Anyway, what did I say that I cut off? Son of a
I don't know.
bitch.
You're rolling dice. She takes
As
something
you
as.
bite
Take
into
something.
silence.
Hello?
I'm telling you, we went
Look
in.
what's happening right now.
It's a perfect example.
Yeah, no. It's almost like deja vu.
Okay, you got me now.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, great. So I can't go into... All right, I'm going to have to wait till it's somebody's turn because it won't let me go into my phone settings without killing my Discord. I don't know why. Anyway,
Okay.
Luna bites into this thing's tentacle, for God's sake, and the juice that she bursts free stains the inside of her mouth with this nasty, acrid, acidic poison, and she takes an automatic 10 points of poison. That's all I'm trying to say. Jeez.
It takes 10 points of piercing damage as well.
Gotcha. Right on.
And I guess I'll just yell back to the group, hey, the physical attacks are gonna hurt us. And that's my turn.
All right. Okay. It is the Autoyug's turn. The Autoyug is going to stomp forward and share a little bit of space with Yuno and Baranor. And you see these long, spindly tentacles ending in these spiked pads dart at you and attempt to wrap around your bodies. I need both of you to make strength saving throws. And it is going to make an attack with both of them. Tentacle. There we go. Yuno, the tentacle grabbing hold of you is going to slash at you for that's not good at all. That's a 14. Baranor, the one from you is a 19.
That misses.
Silvery barbs.
All right. That's even lower.
It missed.
It would have missed anyway. Yeah.
And you have to deduct that D4 on him because he's baned. All of his attack rolls are a minus D4.
Yep, I got it. So, what was everybody's strength? I didn't get those.
17 for me.
Okay.
And that's
17 is good.
Not an abilities check, right?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, that was an adventure. Okay.
That was a roller coaster, huh?
That was a roller coaster. I'm like, 21.
Yeah, 21 is good. So it's going to slash at both of you, and you're going to kind of be able to duck out of the way, the both of you. It tries to grab you, and instead it gets frustrated, and it's going to dart forward and try to bite Baranor as it gets 3 attacks each turn.
Yay.
Yeah, that's going to be... Okay. That's going to be a 22 to hit as it tries to bite at you.
That is my AC.
All right. And does he get a save against that at the end of his turn, or does that just last forever?
No, for Bane, I think it's
it just stays as far as I know.
It is there for a full minute. So he deducts a D4 from every attack and save.
Okay.
Yeah, you could have used silver barbs on that attack.
Could have, but I only got one shot at it.
Yeah.
So that's 14 piercing.
Okay.
And an additional 8 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Yeah. But that ends his turn, and he's none too happy. He's getting bit up and shot at, and all kinds of stuff. He's being made fun of by Kravish and not having a good time. Koza, you are up.
Alright, I'm going to cast Use the Weapon at 3rd level and put it on. Is that technically in its space, or would I put it here?
In his space. So he is sitting in the middle of a 4. Let me do this real quick. He's sitting in the middle of a 4x4 square. That's that big.
Alright, so I'll put it right there.
Okay. Do you need me to do that?
Yes.
Ah, right.
And then that's a magical.
Right there.
That's plus 16 hit.
16 does hit.
Okay, perfect. That's 2d8 plus 3. That's 12 points of radiant damage.
All right. Are you talking into your mic? Because it sounds like you're like phasing in and out.
I'm just kind of.
Or are you just muttering to yourself?
I'm just reading a spell card, dude. Playing something.
Well, what do you got?
Fuck. Alright, never mind. That ends my turn.
It ends Koza's turn. He ends his turn in frustration.
They do what I
Iona.
want.
Alrighty.
Wait, did Koza do his con save, or did I?
He did not.
Oh, let me do.
How dare you not do your con save?
8. Wonderful.
8.
Then I guess did I redo my?
No, because I missed it. It's fine.
Okay,
We'll keep it. We'll say that your vomit is a delayed reaction. Yeah, you're a little further away, and the smell kind of hit you last. That's okay. Iona, for your honesty, I will take a con save from you as well.
Yeah, but it's against poison, so I get my malagent bonus.
There you go. Are you? So you're not immune to poison, being poisoned, right?
I get a little bit extra to any saving throw against poison.
Oh, all right. Well, add your little bit of extra.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it in
25. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
25 is good.
It doesn't even smell as bad as half the things you've smelled in the last 5 days. You're kind of wondering what the big deal is.
Smelled it all before. It's just it's whatever. It's poison. It's just poison. Okay, right. So I'm gonna. Can you remind me, when we're doing spiritual weapon, do we say bonus action to summon it, and then attack with it, all in one?
You get both.
And then I can have an action after that?
Yep,
okay.
You get both.
In that case, I'm going to spiritual weapon attack first, because it's important the order that I do it.
Alright.
And I'm going to upcast it. 24.
24 hits.
13.
Alright.
And
it slashes a chunk out of its leg.
Yeah. And then, because I've been waiting for to be after me in a turn order, because he does a lot of damage.
Uh-huh.
And that means that I am going to do my action as being tossed to the grave. So Iona, you've seen Iona point at things to do Toll the Dead, but this isn't Toll the Dead. She just points at it and stares at it, and she's not cast a spell as such, but you get the sense that this thing is now marked for death, and the next thing that hits it is really going to hurt it. So the next attack to hit it will do double damage.
Okay.
And then she's going to move just slightly.
Okay. You see what there you go, I guess. a half filled heart. Okay. You're going to move a little bit?
Yeah, I just moved myself back just a little bit. Not by much, because it's a small room anyway, but just in case.
Well, back at the top of the turn order, it's back to you. This thing is looking pretty beat up. And it's about this time that you and everybody in the room, you hear something, not quite sure from where, but you just hear something say, ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
I am going to... Let's see what I do. You know what? I'm just going to... Since I'm going to do double damage anyway, I'm going to huck a firebolt at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Sorry, Roll20 is not cooperating. So 15 points is base, so double it. 30 points of fire damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that burns another hole right through it.
Is then gonna Misty Step the fuck away from the giant tentacle lizard.
All right.
And that will end my turn.
Reaper with Krish just after you.
Okay. So, to the surprise of no one, I'm going to hit it with 3 Eldritch Blasts.
Bam, bam, bam.
Pew, pew, pew.
24, 14, and 21.
Okay. They all three hit? Oh, yeah.
11 plus 7 is 18. Plus another 7 is 25 points.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah, you guys are just perforating this thing with, 100 holes. It's going right through this thing's body, almost like it's made of sponge. It's not necessarily a super sturdy hide. And every time that you blast a hole, yours being force damage, so you're not even cauterizing the wounds like Yuno just did. It's spraying this acrid fluid all over the walls and the books on the bookshelves. Everything's getting drenched in this thing's innards. Yeah, delicious. Kravish!
All right. So, do I need to try to make a con save again to try to break poison?
Let's see. It just says, or be poisoned until the start of your next turn, so you're good.
So I'm good. Okay, so that's...
Yes, you are no longer poisoned. Let's get you off of there. Yeah, that was pretty awful, though.
Oh, God, do that again? Okay, so So, I am going to draw Anthem's Edge
All right.
into its space. That is right there at the edge of its space.
Correct.
And I'm going to use an action to go ahead and take a swing with Anthem's Edge.
Okay. Swing away.
16.
16. Yeah, you're kind of like reeling from your kind of swimmy head feeling that you've got, and you very lazily swipe at it and just barely slash into its flesh. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. Since I did hit it, I'm going to go ahead and lazily make a Divine Smite with it.
Cool.
That is an extra 9 points radiant damage to my already 12 total.
12 total. All right.
Yep, so 15 radiant, 6 piercing.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to say that you actually slice off the end of one of its spiked tentacles. And this huge, 5 foot wide, immense spiked pad clumps to the floor right in front of your feet and sprays you from its wound as it kind of waves its tentacle in your direction, kind of reeling away. So you're going to get covered in this thing's like blood and acid and innards and take 16 points of poison damage.
Bummer. All right.
Yep.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to use my Lay on Hands ability, and I'm going to recover 5 of those points.
Okay. That it for you, Kravish?
That is.
All right, Baranor. What you got? You and Luna.
Okay.
Luna's poisoned.
What's that?
Luna, no, actually, no. I'm taking your poison off of you.
Okay.
You are no longer poisoned.
So Luna is going to use her own innate ability just to disengage and move over here.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action disengage and move next to her. And as I'm going, I'm going to put away Luna's fang, but in the same motion, pull out a psychic blade that, as I'm running past, who's that? Iona. She'll see that the psychic blade itself looks like Luna's fang, and I'm just gonna chuck it back as I run past.
Right.
So, soul knife. And 19 to hit.
It does hit.
And that's 8 psychic damage.
8 psychic damage. All right. This thing is not happy, but it's still up. Your guys are perforating its skin. It's missing one of its spiked clubs, and
that's the end of my turn.
So it's gonna move. You see it grasp the wall with its other spiked claw and climb the walls with a spider climb. It's going to go all the way up about 25-30 feet above your head. It's going to scale around the other side of the room. It's going to scuttle, and it's going to, you see it extend a tendril of slime from its throat, and it's going to attach to the wall, and it's going to slowly sort of slither down this large tendril of just ichor, and it's going to become within striking territory of Iona and Baranor, and it's going to attempt to grasp onto Iona. I need a strength save from you. It has no spiked club, so it can't grab at you, Baranor, but you know what it's going to do? It's going to spray you with its slime. So I'm going to need a dex save from you.
Quick question
and a strength
before all that gets going. Do I
Sure.
get an attack of opportunity since he left melee range?
Yes, you do. You get to swipe at him.
Well, I failed.
24.
All right, 24. Yeah, that hits. You can roll damage on that.
7 piercing.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that should have been at advantage because of the whole new weapon mastery feature.
And what is that for? Just attacks of opportunity?
No, for any attack.
Every one of your melee attacks is at advantage now?
No. The way that it reads is, let me pull that up. If you hit a creature with a rapier and deal damage to it, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn.
Oh.
So that would have been an advantage. And since I hit him and dealt damage, my next one will be at advantage.
Damn.
So
So basically you have advantage on every roll. Yeah. Yeah, see if you crit. No.
That's the straight rolls, but it would be a 28 to hit him.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, and damage-wise, I did 17 points of damage. 7 piercing, 10 radiant.
Right on.
Proceed.
Okay. Proceeding. Yeah. Baranor, you get hit with it's really just going to slap you and sort of knock you, not down, but kind of you lose your footing a little bit as it just slathers you, and it's like getting slapped by a wet fish that leaves a trail of acidic slime. And you're going to take 8 points of poison damage. Iona, what was your strength save? You got a 10? Yeah. That's not going to make it. So you're going to get wrapped up in its tentacle, and it's going to use its bite attack on you. That's going to be a 18.
Which I don't think that hits. No.
Or excuse me, hold on.
Yeah, is that including the bane?
No, that's not including the bane.
You'd also have to.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to be a 17.
Yeah, she's all right.
So you're restrained, but as it tries to down you, put you down its gullet and you see these 3 jaws open equilaterally, and they're just lined with these jagged, broken, slime dripping, stench filled teeth. You see down its throat, it's got this long pink tongue that it doesn't have any life in it, and it just kind of lays lazily down in the middle of its 2 jaws. You can see into its stomach, and you can there's this gurgling, bilous, chunky fluid, and it's enough to make you retch. But it goes to bite you, and you kind of snap your neck right out of the way, and it misses. Koza, you are next. This thing is dangling about maybe 15 feet in the air. It's got Iona wrapped around his tentacle wrapped around Iona.
I am going to hit it with a guiding, and it's going to be a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
Come on. I gotta start rolling physical dice.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that failed. So instead, I'm going to put a shield of faith on Varanor.
Well, what's your spell attack bonus?
+3.
No. That's it?
If you put a shield of faith up, isn't that going to cancel out your spiritual weapon? Or is it just there?
No, because it's not concentration.
Okay, cool.
Fine. Where'd it go? Okay. Varanor, you get a +2 for 10 minutes. Clear AC.
Sweet. Thank you.
That's it for me. Unless I move my spiritual weapon on a bonus action, or that is my... Ooh, I can do it on this. I would do that. I want to move it 1, 2, right? Oh, perfect. Okay. I will move it right here, next to the V, and it gets an attack whenever I enter a creature's space. So it's going to be another attack, +3. That was almost an 11, and I'm really pissed.
Yeah. The creature's 15 feet in the air, so that's 25 feet if your weapon was only 10 feet. Yeah. And my phone, my Discord shut off as I was trying to explain that to you, so you missed me saying that. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that ends my turn.
Okay.
Wasted a bunch of spell slots.
All right. Well, Iona, you are next. You are currently restrained, so you can try to get out of it.
No, I think I'm alright.
Just kind of along for the ride.
No, it's not the first time something like this has happened by this stage, so, I'm just going to try to hurt it. I have just done some trigonometry calculations, and moving my spiritual weapon 15 feet and then 15 feet in the air would be 21 feet, so she can't quite do it. So she's gonna bonus action it most of the way, but it won't quite be able to reach, and then instead she's just going to really hurt it. And by really hurt it, I mean, look, this thing's con is probably insane, but either way, blight is pretty bad, so she's going to do blight.
Blight. Okay. Oh, that's a 21.
Yeah, well, it'll take half damage then, but still not fun for it.
Nope. If it failed, I probably would have made it see if it could hold on to you, but
Oh wait,
Yeah,
if it's
he's
a
pretty hardy.
21, then it needs to take off the D4 from its save, so it would fail if it got a 4. Or did you already take that off?
Is that
Because of the Bane.
is Bane is for saving throws as well, right?
Yeah, so just there's
Well,
a chance that it would actually take the full damage.
let's
depending on-
see. Nope. Yeah,
That
it's
was worth
good.
finding out.
It definitely was. Definitely worth it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, she's just gonna sort of be there then.
All right. Well, this thing is looking pretty hurt. You are up, and the room is becoming ransacked. There's even more papers and books strewn about the place, as well as slime and stench and filth, and it's it's hanging up right next to you.
Well, it's gonna misty step out of its way again because it's dumb. And
No, it isn't as dumb as you think.
I'm gonna just chuck a firebolt at it. Nice and simple,
Okay.
clean. That's 21 to hit.
21 hits. Iona, I need you to make a dex save to make sure you don't get hit with it, because it is grasping a hold of her and sort of swinging her around and forming a bit of an obstacle.
Firebolt, not fireball.
Nope, I know. I'm just saying it's kind of swinging her in your path and just seeing if she can wriggle away so that it sails right underneath her and hits the creature. But she made it.
It's gonna be 17 points of fire damage.
All right. Blam. It almost drops Iona 15 feet. That would suck.
And that'll end my turn.
Okay. Reaper, what you got? You're up.
Sorry. I'm
Okay.
just gonna hit him with more Elder's Blast. My allergies are very bad today.
I hear you.
Don't judge me. Needs to be cold. I'm over summer already.
Just dry everything out, right?
29,
All right.
27, 24.
29, 27, 24. So let's see here. Yeah, they all hit. Go ahead and roll damage on all of them.
10.
And I'm gonna make Iona roll just one dex save and see if she gets hit with any of these. Ooh, just barely what you needed. She's doing that whole like Bugs Bunny, like dodging a bullet kind of thing where it weaves this way and weaves that way. You're just kind of like shifting your hips left and right, bend it in half as your party continuously fires projectiles at you.
Hey, look, the Talentar ritual dances get pretty deadly, so she knows
Yeah.
how to move out of the way of shit.
So it's 10, 7, and 6, and that's what, 23 total?
All right, I'm gonna say that's enough of damage where this thing loosens its grip on Iona. So Iona is going to take, as she hits the ground hard, 11 points of falling damage. That's bludgeoning. But you are free!
You know what, I'll just take that. I'll take that for being free.
Yeah. All right. Ravish, you're next.
All right. So you said he's how high off the ground now?
He's about 15 feet off the ground.
15 feet off the ground. Okay. Well, I'm just going to look up at him and go, "Excuse me, is that your mouth or your ass with the stench? It's really hard to tell." And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
All right. Is that a wisdom save?
DC 17 Wisdom save.
Oh, well, he's got a great wisdom. Really, really good. That's an 8.
So he takes 7 points of psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay.
And
Good to know. Good to know.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and cast Healing Word on Iona after seeing her just fall like a sack of grain.
Like she's slapped onto the ground.
So she'll take 15 points of healing.
Cool. Okie
I mean,
dokie.
it was the quick way down, but it wasn't the preferred way.
No. Nope. All right. Baranor, you're up.
Okay, so Iona's like on the ground next to me now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're covered in gook.
Yeah, great. Okay, I'm going to. Luna's gonna disengage.
Okay.
And I'll stay there though, and just materialize a psychic blade in that, and just how high up is it? You said
15 feet.
Okay, I'll chuck it up there at it.
Okay.
So nice. 13 does not hit. What was my bardic inspiration? It was a D6.
D10.
Okay.
No, I said it was a D6, so I was being cheeky.
Okay. So is it a D6 or a D10?
It's a D10.
Okay. I'll add that to that one. Oh, 15 probably doesn't hit.
15. So your psychic knife, it's dangling from this tendril of, like, sputum that it's got, suspended in the air. And it's writhing around. It's like perforated with holes. It's bleeding actively down onto the ground where you and Iona are. And you're just trying to dodge its dripping, slimy blood as it's also thrashing its tentacles around. It's a little distracting. So you chuck your knife and manage to miss its thrashing tentacles, its gnashing jaws, and its stumpy legs that are kind of waving. And you manage to embed your knife straight into the ceiling, but not before severing that tendril of ichor, and it drops down on you and Iona. And I need a dex save from both of you. I need a dex save from Koza and from Kravish as well, because you guys are technically within its space now.
Okay, so I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that. Anything is better than crit failing.
Okay.
It's not a crit fail at least. Not much better though.
So, Kravish, you dodge out of the way. Iona, you dodge out of the way. Koza, you and Baranor do not, as this massive creature. And Koza, you just kind of got slapped with its tentacle as it hit the ground. Just hit you just right. The two of you each take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And Baranor, I'm going to say it's on top of you. So you're prone and restrained. And it's going to take 15 points of bludgeoning as it hits the ground. But that ends its turn. Actually, that ends Baranor's turn. It is its turn. It's going to stand up and just kind of gather its surroundings a little bit. Its little eye stalk kind of whipping around and looking at several of you. And it opens its mouth wide down at you, Baranor, and it looks like it is opening its three jaws extra wide, and you're prone, so it's got a pretty good chance of just swallowing you whole. And that's when you and Iona and Koza, who are closest to it, it's rather dim in here, you see this purplish glow from behind this creature as it bears down on you, and you see these huge metallic fingers, 4 on each side, grab it by the jaw and wrench it back as it struggles to snap its jaws at you. And that's when the rest of you spot a rather large metallic creature on the field right here step from behind a bookshelf and make its presence known by grappling with this creature.
Oh my god, what's it?
Yeah, you guys see this guy. Huge, imposing pauldrons, a gorilla-like body, but clad in orange-like metallic plates. It has sort of a humanoid face with exaggerated features, and the whole thing is hinged with gears and cogs and chains. There's kind of a short-looking sword clipped to its back, but you getting an idea of its scale, it would be more than a great sword for any of you. And this creature pulls it back, grasps onto its jaws, holds one of its tentacles at bay, and you just hear, "Silence! Silence! Silence!" And he just does its best to restrain it. And that's when this whole room just kind of, let me make a real quick check here. The whole room, there's wind and there's papers flying everywhere. Everything comes to a very quick stop. I just want to see if you guys need to make a save or not. Yeah, let's have everybody make a wisdom saving throw in the room. Good. Missing one from Luna. Okay. Everybody but Luna and Koza, you notice that time just stops in the room, but you seem unaffected by it. All the papers flowing through the air stop fluttering. The creature stops writhing. The automaton stops wrenching this thing's mouth closed in protection of Baranor and Iona, who are closest, and just kind of wraps its arms around its body to keep it from moving. And you notice right here at the top of these stairs, there is a figure that you didn't exactly notice a minute ago. And let's see. Nope. I need this guy. You see this fella. While you all hear someone's voice chime from the corner of the room. Enough. Stop, Yugi.
All right. So we just hear this. This was Yuno that appreciated that?
Kravish, you're close enough to where everything that stopped is enough to create a pocket of silence in this room. But you have full use of your faculties, and yeah, you hear this voice from behind you as you spin around. You see this small, bald, kind of unassuming. He's wearing pretty decent robes. He's got a long mustache that trails down to his bottom of his chest, and he's just got his hands up, and his eyes are kind of glowing subtly, and his hands are in like weird kind of magic casting positions.
Hello, friends of yours?
Why don't you all start by telling me what you're doing in my study? And he's going to sort of slowly descend these steps, and you see him kind of drop his spell. Koza, you and Luna both kind of come to, and all of a sudden there's this guy in the middle of this room that you didn't notice before. And you see him kind of wave his hands again, and I gotta make a save for my Otyug. That's a terrible roll. You see this Otyug shrink down about that big, which makes it much easier for this robot to grab it and actually like stuffs it into itself, like stuffs its tentacles into its mouth, wraps it up with one of the other tentacles, and just kind of holds it like this ball, this wriggling ball. And he, this human approaches the center of the room right about here. Let me, just for reference, put something on the map. Let's say he's not going to be a member of the working group. That brings up too many memories. Oza, no, let's make him a wrangler. Now go away. There we go. Or did it there? Yeah. Okay. Don't need that. So yeah, he sits in the middle of the room, and he just kind of regards all of you, and he references the robot. He says, "Walkie, take it downstairs. Put it in the cell. We will continue our experiment later." And you hear the robot compliance as it holds on to this ball of wriggling meat and tentacles and dripping slime. And this man turns to regard all of you. You notice that he's not completely turning his back on Luna, but you do see that his other hand is low, and it looks like it's readying a hand signal, and his eyes have this very expectant kind of glimmer to them. And he repeats himself and says, "I again say, what brings you all to my study unannounced?"
Well, now that the immediate reason of fighting for our lives has been dealt with, our compatriot Yuno of House Cerulean can explain our purpose. Take it away, Yuno.
Yeah, he spins around to regard Yuno, and those of you who were facing him, you notice on the back of his head materializes this little eerie green glowing eye.
Sorry, I was hacking up along. My allergies are also not doing super great today.
We're all feeling it.
So I'm gonna turn to him and just start by, kind of doing a little bow, and then we're here seeking information about the Rod of Planar Shift.
As you address him and say this, he lowers his one hand and piques his interest. And he gives you he comes closer, right up on you, and that eye on the back of his head watches all of the rest of you. And it's not too long before you hear the stomping sound of Alki as he re-enters the room and kind of flanks all of you with his master. And he looks like he just sort of stands there, not at attention, just with his arms at his side. The automaton's not looking at any of you, just kind of standing there in like a ready to be of service stance. So let's take this guy off the field. He just kind of approaches you, and after giving you a once-over, he just says, "You are an heir of House Cerulean. You are noble blood. It is good to be graced by one as privileged as yourself." And he just kind of spins around, and as he waves his hand kind of left to right, these papers and books that are strewn about the room start flying through the air and rearranging themselves within this room as an organizational kind of prestidigitation spell takes over and begins cleaning up as he rounds his desk, and you watch him put his hands flat down on this rather large map that is on his desk. As a matter of fact, I would like Kravish and to both make perception checks as you're kind of directed down to what he is looking at. It's rather dark in here. He does kind of spark a couple of candelabras that light the place up a little, but it's still pretty dim. So if anybody else wants to see what they're seeing, you gotta get closer. We're out of turn order, by the way. You guys can do whatever you want. Boo-woo. So, you're farther away than Kravish, but Kravish, you got a pretty decent look-see. Reaper, you guys can also take a gander at this guy if you want to. It looks like a map, but not a map that you've ever seen before. You can definitely see that a portion of this map looks like topography consistent with the Zephan Empire, but there's also portions to the east that are filled in that you're really not familiar with. So it could be an accurate map of Valandiir, but that's just a part of this map. You also see what looks like a kind of like mountainous terrain. And Kravish, you definitely recognize it. You've never actually seen one of these outside of where you live, but you also see a map of the Frosted Bluffs. It's very odd to see this here. Most people, I mean, you'd assume the court wizard kind of knows this stuff, but to have this map out and available is just odd to you. And there's some writing in Draconic with a kind of a mark or a circle or like an arrow or something to indicate a location in the Frosted Bluffs. You also see one down where you found that large bison creature, the Unak, that where you also met Gorvax, the Black Dragonborn, and jumped into the portal to save Maven when she fell in, I think Baranor fell in too, down to the Feywild.
Yeah.
There is another mark on another portion of this. This map is huge. It's like 8 feet wide. It spreads out on this massive desk of his. There are marks on places you don't recognize. There are references to realms and planes that you have never been to, and there's all kinds of notes. And that's when he gets a little kind of territorial and just sort of waves his hand, and everything on the map looks very blurry. And he just kind of leans up from his...
And he's gone again.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe, you can hear us. We lost you.
I got it. Sorry. I just have to babysit my phone. It won't let me prevent it from turning off after 10 minutes, because technology is just awesome. Anyway, so yeah, he looks up and catches Yuno and says, What exactly do you want with the Rod of Planar Shift, and why should I give it to you?
One of our teammates has been banished to one of the hells, so we were hoping to retrieve her.
Hoping to what, Ken?
Retrieve her?
And he's just going to kind of continue waving his hands and papers in the corners of the room. It looks like he got the main chamber, and now he's just cleaning up the edges, and he just kind of becomes distracted or frustrated, and he waves his hand, and Oki, his large automaton, he sort of continues picking up like furniture and writing up chairs and putting huge piles of books away. So you must be the adventurers.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you manage to return the needle to the fold? Not many people can earn imperial favor as you have.
I was going to kind of gesture to Kravish, like nudge, nudge.
Oh, yes. Courage, bravery, an awful lot of luck.
And then Iona, once he's done saying that, is going to say, I stabbed the woman who did it directly in the torso.
Yes, and effective use of a dagger.
He just kind of side-eyes Iona, and you see him kind of approach her a little, get a little too close. Not creepy close, but he just kind of like rolls up right on you and looks you head to toe. Yeah, a little bit of personal space, and you can sense him detecting thoughts. So go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. So
I mean, he's pretty powerful. I doubt that passes.
no, that you like I said, you feel him pushing into your mind, and you see him kind of like back off a little and close his eyes, and he instinctively kind of reaches for his chest slowly, like he's covering up a wound or something, and he opens his eyes and says, I see. It came to great personal cost. Well, anyone able to liberate an outpost on the edge of the Empire undoubtedly pleased the Emperor, which is a rare thing these days. The Rod of Planar Shift, and you see him kind of almost unzip an invisible tent flap next to him, and it races up with a glittery trail, and you can now see if you imagine invisible fabric swaying to reveal a visible inner chamber. He reaches in, and you see him palm something, and he retrieves out a long scepter that's wreathed in red and gold metal, with the wrought iron filigree that I think only would recognize at this point. Although, Koza, you might also know about it too. I think maybe you were there when Prince Victor kind of took it from you. Kravish, you were there too. That's right. Yeah. Everybody kind of got together before turning it in. Baranor, Ellie, Steph, you guys don't recognize this, but it is glorious looking. It's a legendary weapon. It has this very ornate gold cage at its tip, and it looks like it's holding a very large ruby in sort of a suspended setting with little setting prongs all around it. And it has little nooks where there are small, differently shaped rods embedded along the neck of this scepter, maybe 12 of them, and they all look like different. They're all different. Some are glowing red, some are glowing blue, others have little tiny leaves sprouting from them, and he takes one of them and he goes, for instance, I could send you all to a realm made entirely out of ice. And he pulls a little white frosty rod out and slips it into the top of the rod, and he swings his hand over to a threshold with just like a brick wall inside of it, and he points it at it and twists his wrist, and this bolt of energy illuminates you all, and you all feel this biting cold as blizzard air breezes into the room with snowflakes kind of covering everybody, and he dashes his hand, and the portal closes. The Hells, unfortunately, is not somewhere I can send you. I do not have a tuning fork to the Hells. It is not a place we are like to go for any good reason. I am sorry if you perhaps had a tuning fork or an item from that realm. I could imbue a blank, but as it stands, I do not have what you seek.
Do we have anything from the Hells?
Yes. Reaper steps forward, takes the soul coin out of her pocket, and places it on the table.
Okay. He kind of flips it in his hand and says, I am sorry. This does not have the required energy. This is from the Hells, but it does not have active quality. I would need something from the Hells imbued with raw, transformative energy. And,
and buzzes in my hand, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
perhaps. It's definitely from the Hells, but it's just not, it's not exactly what you need. Yeah. Let's have everybody make a history check while we're feeling froggy.
Bad.
All right.
Nothing.
Nope. It's not occurring to any of you except Kravish and Yuno. And that is that you're kind of thinking, like, you're patting your pockets, you know. And Kravish, that's when you feel something kind of sizzle in your chest pocket. And a image, a memory washes over you real fast. And you also kind of remember this, that the last time you saw Maven, she was riding on the back of her white lizard-like Drake friend Sunny, racing towards the demon, the devil, that she chased into the hellish realm. And you remember that when she kissed you all goodbye in a split second and raced and grabbed that devil and kind of like tackled him into the portal, and it shut behind her. You can go ahead and finish what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'll reach into my chest pocket and I'll pull out that little sizzling universe in the palm of my hand, so to speak. Just this little swirling ball of energy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find it. Yeah, when the portal closed, it kind of almost like there was a finger in the dam of this just little sparkle of crackling, like like a tiny little firework constantly. Constantly.
Like the world's smallest little sparkler wand.
Yeah, and it was this guy. And it was something you were able to kind of cup in your hand, and for the moment, you took it because it was the last thing you saw her disappear into.
Mm-hmm.
And as you retrieve this, it kind of hovers in your hand. You can't actually like grasp it or hold it. There's nothing to hold, but it sort of responds as if you're grasping the space around it. And Xander Fang, he approaches and says, a portal spark. You kept this, smart boy. And he pulls from the bottom of the Rod of Planar Shift just a gray little dowel, about 3 inches long. And he says, give it here. You hand it over, and he also kind of levitates it just above his palm, and he says, all right, let's imbue the energy into this blank. And you see him draw, like a knife across butter, draw the rod across this little sparkling moat of energy, and the energy starts to change color and warp and glow, and all the little sparks that are flying out of it start to adhere to the rod, and you see it getting pelted with little tiny meteorites, little microscopic comets, and it starts to cause the rod itself to take on an orange glow, which deepens to a red. And before the little motes of energy completely blink out, a flash of light, as you all kind of feel it, a surge, a flash of heat, and he holds a glowing rod of swirling red and orange energy. It worked. Well done. And he picks it up and places it at the top of the rod of planar shift. He spins a dial at the bottom of the handle, and the whole rod pulses to life once again. You see that large ruby in the center of the rod start to swirl and rotate counterclockwise to the outside cage as some inner mechanism starts working. He says, well, here we have our opportunity. Shall I send you now, or do you need a moment to ready yourselves?
Much as I'm ready to jump in there now, we need to prepare appropriately.
I agree.
And he kind of takes the rod and puts it on a stand, and you see him rotate it and slip into like a stand that holds it by the bottom. And he says, the energy in the tuning fork will last forever until you are charged to use it. I grant you access to my study, but please. And he flips you this coin, and on it is what looks like, on one side is a symbol of the Empire, and the other side looks like a symbol of him. And he says, give me a little notice before you wish to visit.
Okay. A coin, like, okay, do I use it in a phone booth? I mean,
as soon as you touch it, it beckons you to speak into it. That's kind of the feeling you get from it.
I see. Okay, so like a sending stone.
Yeah, and you've felt that feeling before with several other sorts of sending stones. Yeah.
All right.
So he's going to kind of look at you all rather, snidely as he just kind of continues picking up his office.
Sure. Like, why are you still here? Well, we apologize for the unannounced intrusion, but thank you so much for your time, and we'll make sure to announce ourselves before we come again.
He doesn't really pay you much mind. He just kind of he's just sort of leaning over his desk, and I'm actually going to have him. Ooh, yeah, he notices you all looking at his map, and he's going to kind of track your expression. And he's just, as you're kind of like, you look like you're looking for something, which direction to go or to leave or stay, he just kind of says, see anything familiar in your travels?
And we'll look at quite a bit, actually.
And he's just going to kind of look at the map and wave his hand, and that blur kind of dissipates as, he seems like he trusts you a little bit more than he did when he first walked in.
Sure.
Like what? What do you see?
I look over towards the map of the Frosted Bluff. So it's like, for instance, my homeland.
Ah, Thesia, the floating city. You are from there?
I am.
What do you know?
Very little, unfortunately. I have family on Thesia, and I haven't heard from them. I don't know if they're living or dead. It's as if Thesia, there's just a hole where Thesia used to be.
Not a hole. Rubble. The hole you mean now could be the magical anti-negative zone surrounding the city. My agents returned from the area yesterday. I am sorry to inform you, Dragonborn, but your home crashed onto the Frosted Bluffs and was destroyed. Not exactly sure what caused the floating city to fall. It would take a power able to absorb magic on a level hitherto unheard of, as the mountains supporting the city themselves were magically charged.
You're absolutely sure?
Sure of the city falling? Sure of the magical quality?
You're sure it's destroyed?
That is the report my agents brought back. The Inquisitors themselves put eyes on the former city. It littered the Frosted Bluffs with its rocky foundations. It does not look like anything survived. It is a pile of dusted rocks.
I am trying my best to keep my composure, but it's not very hard for them to see that I'm starting to get a little unsteady on my feet.
Apologies for your loss, but you were not the only ones to be affected by this phenomenon. And you're pretty sure that this phenomenon that punched a hole in the Feywild that allowed you to descend into it is the same as the one that you saw mid event in Cobb under the mines. And you see like written in the corners and in the margins notes on, powerful entity, few witnesses. And he just kind of scratches his head. It seems so random. Different realms, different places, sometimes in the middle of nowhere, sometimes. And he just looks at Kravish. In a heavily populated magical city, we are having trouble gathering information. What have you discovered in your travels, adventurers? You have been around the continent a little, yes?
Yes. So, I'll go ahead and start out, and I'll point to the area, the plain where the Utnok, you said, the area where Baranor and Maven fell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'll first say that this area we directly experienced, and I'll talk about the the circumstances and where it led to.
Did you see what caused the portals themselves?
I don't know if we did. I can't remember if we actually saw the source.
No, I don't think we ever saw the source. Did we see the source down in Cobb, though?
You saw something.
Yeah, we saw the two. When we came into the chamber, they were fighting the two
races, the Metrons and the
whatever the other thing was.
What the other ones were.
But I think the portals were already open at that point.
It was, yeah.
Well, that's not all you saw. Do you guys want to roll a separate history check?
Sure, why not?
Everybody but Ellie and Reaper. You can roll a history check, as the two of you weren't there. Was it Ithar there?
No, but
was she in Cobb?
She did go to check on Luna because she was having the puppies.
Yeah.
So she would have heard stuff, and she would.
She
definitely
would have.
She would definitely have told anybody that would listen. I mean, it's
none of us rolled well.
A 15's pretty good. I'd say Koza, you're the only one who's going to remember anything. 15's really, really, really high for that kind of third-hand knowledge.
Wait.
I'm trying, okay?
I know.
15 is good.
Yeah,
Koza didn't roll yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if
there
it
we
is.
go.
Oh,
Wow.
Finally.
Clutch.
Okay, hold on. No shit, Clutch.
I'm over here trying to convince him.
Something higher.
Everybody.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna do something. Koza all of a sudden perks up and he's like, wait a second. I'm remembering something.
What about this
And
guy?
back.
Raven and he's up gets stuck into a.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have comprehension.
Yeah. I'll say this. You remember the portals when you walked in and saw the Modrons and the pixely, digital, weird alien cable creatures fighting. You saw a pillar of smoke and stars reaching from the ceiling to the floor, and each end of it was wreathed in lightning. I'll just do this. What the hell? Can I do this? Copy. Screw you. There we go. You saw this when you walked in the room. You saw some kind of fast-moving, blurry creature wreathed in blackness ascend. Well, you saw that this tentacle of smoke and stars ascend up, and chasing it was this image. And then one of the digitally creatures was fighting something that was not a Modron, and ended up killing it, stabbing it in the chest. And you saw this dead guy, and you looked at him closely and saw that he had a bunch of stabby wounds, but he also had a scar that was carved on his chest much earlier that looked like this.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, he's the one whose dagger I have. If I remember correctly,
You do have one of his daggers, yes.
it's the one where I keep seeing the weird eye thing whenever I grab the one
Yes.
we all dreamt about the other night.
Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah,
Except me, I slept like a baby.
you had nightmares of devils in hell.
That's normal,
Reaper,
though.
Reaper does
weird
not
out of
sleep
She's used
well.
to that.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Weird out of body experience for that.
So
Like some
that's,
people may call that a once in a lifetime freak out. We call it Wednesday.
yeah, that's but that's what you remember. You do remember having quite significant experience encountering this phenomena. You've seen it in the Feywild. You've seen it in the fiery realm that you went to, and yeah, you guys have been experiencing visions of something watching, something looking at you from far away. You've had a vision of seeing this large, distant, immensely massive entity stabbing its tendrils into different realms and forming portals. And Koza, you'll remember that when it did that, it shut off magic in that area of Cobb until the preacher and Sheriff Gorg were able to revive the Fane and kind of cast it adjacent to it, and that's where procured his little wand, was from that Fane.
It's a good sized wand,
Yeah, it's like a foot long. It's really cool too because it's made of like porcelain silk.
So, as we're rediscovering all these memories, Wizard Xander Fane is in on this like stream of consciousness as we're talking about things. Oh yeah.
He's helping us remember.
He's and yeah, he's taking notes and scribbling stuff down as you're speaking. It looks like he's writing in what could be like a temporary notebook of some sort, not an official record, just because he's also being very scrutinizing and sort of like giving you side eye look, like, okay, he's passing his insight checks, but he's writing all this down.
I'm gonna draw in a non-threatening manner. I'm gonna draw out the dagger that I collected off of the guy in the cave, and be like, "This is what we collected off of the individual that we found there. And when I first touched it, it gave me the image of this eye that we keep seeing. And every time I touch it, apparently I see it. But I didn't know what to make of it until everybody else started seeing it."
He kind of palms it and holds it. He looks like he's unaccustomed to holding weapons, but he definitely kind of flips it in his hand a little, and just you see him kind of close his eyes and wrap his fingers around the blade, and he almost like he's trying to define something about this dagger, but he opens his eyes, winces a little, and a drop of blood falls on the map, and he just kind of hands it back to you, handle first, and says, "I do not know this blade, nor this symbol either." And you look on the end of the pommel is the same symbol as what was carved on that man's chest.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an eight-sided star with sort of a circle and a line through it in the middle. He goes, "I do not recognize this symbol either, but in your travels it might prove useful to identify it. It is perhaps something they all carry."
Possible.
And he's going to kind of quickly pass between a couple of you and pull a book with his telekinesis from 20 feet up on a shelf. It sort of flies out of its bookshelf and sails down into his hand, and he opens it, and he sparks 4 motes of light that sort of dance over his head, illuminating the area while he reads. And he just kind of scoffs, and he tosses that book to the side, And as he throws it to the ground, you see that it is a book on religious iconography. And he kind of floats up the wall, and you see him withdraw a rather large, very old, dusty tome that kind of hits this desk with a thud. And he opens it up and flips through, and you just hear him muttering to himself as he studies this book. And he says, "Whatever it is either very old or very new. It does not appear in any of the texts I have on religious symbols."
When I was in Azia's sanctuary, and I was in that library that one night, and I was doing all that reading, did I ever come across that symbol in that book in those books of religion and iconography?
You have not. You did not come across this symbol.
Okay.
However, there is something about it now that one of you sort of drew it out sketched it so that this guy could see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're looking at it again, and it's not just a fleeting memory in your mind, there's something weird about the way it's drawn. Like, it's asymmetrical. It's not like an X through the middle. It's got one line through it, and the only thing that you could equate that to is that there are various gods from
We lost him again.
From is enough?
from ages past that the only thing you could equate it to is that those some gods equate a line through it as either banishment or disavowing or negating something. It's pretty much as simple as like an emergency sign with a line through it, and you're not sure if it's a sign of like a slash through something, like of disrespect, or if it means something further. And that's when he comes across a passage, and he just sort of looks at it, and he looks down, and he says, "This looks pre-arcane age. Not sure what it is. You, unfortunately, would have to look elsewhere to discover its origins. You would have to speak to someone, well, from a race that was banished from this realm long ago. You would have to find the original inhabitants of Valandiir, the tieflings."
As we all try to the tieflings. That's going to be hard to find.
Yeah. And I'll allow your most recent history checks to stand. So Reaper and Koza, surprisingly, you don't know much about tieflings. You just know they are not welcome in the Empire. But you do know that long ago the tieflings lived here before humans, even before elves. The tieflings lived in Valandiir. And for some reason, the Empire won't say they were driven out of the Empire, or perhaps they were driven out of whatever government ruled Valandiir before the Zephan Empire, because the Zephan Empire is only about 200 years old. It's not that old.
Do I know anything that's about outside the Empire stuff? Are there tieflings outside the Empire?
Yes, you do. You don't know any. They are rather rare, but you have heard very, very small amounts of chit-chat that tieflings were driven out of the West, being that you're from Deadmarsh, you're from sort of the middle east of the continent, that tieflings were driven out of the West, and they just kept going. Like, you don't have any tieflings in your coven, and you know that they don't really take up residence in the forest villages that surround Deadmarsh. Wherever they left from the Empire, they just kept on going. Some of you, very recently, have seen one or two tieflings. I'll allow you to recollect that on your own and speak up, because most of you didn't roll very well for your history.
I swear it was like in Cobb or something like that. We saw one or two. I can't remember.
Well, I know the Maquis employs some tieflings as well.
Yeah.
Did you just call the Marquis the Maquis?
The Tamaki.
I did again. Mark, excuse me.
Deep Space Nine.
Did it again.
He's a Bajoran terrorist. That's my fault. I came up with a very similar sounding name. It's like Cardassians and Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can't recall if we met any tieflings in the Needle.
no, not
I
the
don't
needle.
think we did.
Hold on, I'm gonna poke somebody. Let's see here. Okay, be right back, Corey. Bogey, what's Steph doing?
She's here.
Well,
She's just a little on the quiet side.
oh, what about you, Steph?
Oh, yeah, the magic shop is tiefling.
Oh,
What?
That we were just at. He was a tiefling. Oza might know that. I told him I was going to help him negotiate. Words are hard. Yeah. No. it was
yeah, you're coming in real faint.
What was his? Is that better?
That is better.
Sorry, I said yeah. No, the guy at the shop we were just at is a tiefling.
I'm back.
what are you?
Everybody back.
The shopkeep guy, the magic shopkeep. I can't remember what the name of the shop is currently, but he was
Professor Jarvango's Magical Emporium, and
that one.
yeah, you guys don't know what she's talking about because he looked like this.
Y'all, just trust me. I'm not lying.
And are you saying this all within earshot of Xander Feng?
I mean, I don't know. Sure, why not?
Why don't you just put that in your back pocket right now?
Okay, I'll have that thought bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
We just
I'm
got
gonna I'll look at Baranor and nod like I know something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll understand. We're part of the same group, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
he just kind of looks at all of you and then looks back down at his map and begins poring over another book. He's making scribblings. The robot in the background is stomping around, picking up, books and turning over sofas that were knocked over. It's kind of not really regarding you guys right now.
Okay, so we've pretty much talked it all over. So we'll go ahead and take our leave, and hopefully when we come back to use the rod, we'll have some additional information regarding these portals.
Yes, good. Do bring information.
Don't worry, we'll show ourselves out.
Okay. You kind of pass by the Oki, the automaton, who kind of, as you get close, he sort of faces you and stiffens up and just kind of remains very still, but you can see his little aquamarine jeweled eyes tracking you as you walk from one side of him to the other, and he kind of watches you all depart through the portal door and descend the stairs and towards the ground floor. As you notice, just in case you're wondering, every single door on your way down is locked. You're going along the perimeter of the tower downwards, and occasionally a new floor will present itself, but none of the doors are available to you. You're welcome to cast knock, I suppose. But you reach the ground floor once more, with the litany of goblins and gnomes and others there's about maybe 2 or 3 dozen of these people sitting at desks, poring over books, casting spells into cauldrons, and the front door lies before you to the streets of Haven's Crest beyond. And we will take a quick break at this moment. And we'll call that 4 o'clock, and we'll meet back here at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see what you guys want to do with yourselves in the interim. All right?
All right.
Cool.
All right, y'all. See you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Well, folks, we're back. You're on the streets of Haven's Crest. The Xander Feng's tower is sort of in its own little complex. So you guys can, make your way. There's a few, buildings that it's all surrounded by a high fence and gated, sort of a little gated mini community surrounding his tower. And you get to the edge of that, and through one of the gates, you find yourself on the streets of the capital. We can go down the Discord order. Baranor, you and Kravish find yourselves first on the busy streets of the city. What do you guys want to do?
I'd like to get cleaned up if I can.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're all like acid splotched and signs of combat.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a bathhouse around here somewhere, right?
There is. There is a bathhouse around here somewhere. I think you guys weren't you just at one, or was that you guys get bathed in the needle? I forget. I know you guys just did it. I think you guys
Was
just
it in the
somewhere.
keep?
We were
I feel like maybe
it
we up
wasn't-
in the
That's right. Yes, it was in the keep. Okay. So there's a few places you can go. I'll just take just give me a investigation check or persuasion check from really anybody in the group who's proficient in those two skills, and we'll see what you guys have available to you. This is the capital, after all.
I just rolled a 30 persuasion.
Okay, and if anybody
And
is
Daryl had a
also
investigation.
okay.
Yeah, it's actually a 22, but yeah.
Okay, so those of you proficient in history can also make a roll as well. Making a lot of history rolls lately, but that's all right. So huge rolls on your perception, history, and investigation. So, all right, there are a couple of you in the party that are very, very familiar with the capital. Yudo's most definitely been all over this city at least a few times in his life before he started dungeon diving. And Kravish, yeah, you, Baranor, even. I mean, it's the capital. It's pretty hard to not know about it. And you're kind of able to find your way around town. You at least know, like, okay, it's an imperial city, so its northern quadrant is this, and its poor section is here, and we can get around there, and we know where to ask for stuff. And in doing so, you come across Lady Vesuvia's Enchanted Spa, which I would just say from descending order from, like, top of the, cream of the crop places. And then you find the Grotto, which is sort of it's kind of not a poor man's public bathhouse, but it's the working class go there. You've got Rosemary Radiance, which is very kind of detail oriented with the feminine. It's very lavish and luxurious. Some would say maybe gaudy, but there's the Water Lily Bathhouse, which is for much more of like a nature base. Like they use mud baths and seaweed wraps and algae fungal creams for your face and that kind of thing. And then it's Haven's Crest. You can always go to where the Twin Rivers cross and just go for a swim and wash yourself. I wouldn't suggest the northern river of the Twins, but the rivers cross under a large network of bridges, and that's kind of the layout of this city. Kind of like if the Thames had another river that crossed under it somewhere in London.
Just go to the swanky one.
Yeah.
The what?
The swanky one.
The
Not
real-
the Rosemary above
Okay.
and beyond frou-frou.
The
one.
Grotto?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, the
Grotto or the Water Lily? Okay, the Grotto, yeah. So the Grotto is a very large bathhouse. This place, it services the large number of middle and below kind of means, kind of citizens. Most people that go here are pretty, I would say, dim or simple. Almost no one that frequents this place, you would assume, had any sort of formal education, as that's not real common among the peasantry.
I thought we were going to the fancy one.
Oh,
The fancy
you
one.
well, okay. I thought you said this. I thought swanky meant like maybe I don't know what
Swanky,
swanky
fancy.
really means.
That's not what swanky means, like fancy.
Oh, okay.
It's
My
like
bad. I don't.
fancy, it's very squish.
English is only my first language.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's a shot at my vocabulary. Okay, so Lady Vesuvi's spa treatment center is sort of smack dab in the middle of town near some of the tall towers. It's run by you're immediately greeted by a half-orc woman who has sort of a large, sharp nose that crosses down over her top lip. She's got a pair of very tall, thin, lower jaw tusks, and both of them are capped with gold.
Okay.
She's pretty tall. She's about 6'4", but as lithe, I think, as she could try to be through, you imagine, diet and proper exercise. She's pretty ropey. And she kind of wears this very tall sort of headdress assisted knot on top of her head that tumbles with a ponytail, and she's got just sort of like a red sheer silky dress that sort of tumbles down her shoulders and to the floor, and she's writing in a ledger, and she just looks up at you with these big piercing blue eyes. Yes, welcome to the treatment center. What can I do to assist you?
There are thoughts inside my head I want to say, but I don't know why.
Yes, muscle mommy for sure.
Just whip me like I owe you money. No.
And you can see her she pulls a pencil out of her hair and immediately starts jotting down in a thing. And it looks like she's just sort of taking note of all of you and who you are. Is everybody here? Is anybody not here? Or maybe still outside on the street level?
If you're not here, speak up.
Yeah.
No, we'll just good day, madam. My compatriots and I wish to book a bath and some laundering.
Aha. And she's going to kind of write on a scrolled little parchment and slide it over to you. It's got a listing for 120 gold for a party's full service. It includes up to 10 people, but the 6 of you, some of you are rather large, maybe count as 2.
Koza and myself, probably.
And you see what looks like a kind of a card she slides you that sort of has a list of services. There's, you could operate a mechanism inside through like levers that you know about that can control scents and bubbles and soap dispensing and things like that. There are massage services where attendants can kind of file out and deal with your legs, your arms, stuff like that. There are a couple of smaller baths that are it's a soaking thing of like a watery mud, and it's supposed to have medicinal properties. So there's quite a few things you can do here. There's a large enough sort of pool-sized tub for everybody to sort of hang out in if you want, or you can back up into an alcove and draw a curtain.
All right.
Well,
we're taking orders here. What does everybody want? Cheeseburger coat. Cheeseburger coat.
You guys can have food brought here too.
Yeah.
That's going to be like seriously low on the expenses compared to everything else.
Baranor still has a barded Luna with him. Is that going to be an issue?
She does see Luna, who's a large wolf.
Yeah.
Still comes up to this lady's waist. It's not like she's dwarfed by Luna in any stretch. She just kind of looks down her hooked nose down at Luna and just says, I'm sorry, no pets allowed, sir.
Okay.
And you see her kind of get a little nervous, and she almost looks like she's making the shoo fingers towards Luna, but she kind of keeps her composure.
All right. Well, guys, I guess I'll take a trip down to the river.
Okay. All right. You two have fun.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. So that'll be 120 gold total, not each. I'm sure you guys got that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay that out of the party fund.
All right. What's that up to now, by the way? I'm sure it's high. It's got to be in the thousands.
Yeah, I keep it on.
You guys do get to dump a lot of gold into that hole, you know?
I think the party fund has like 5,000 gold in it.
Yeah.
Along those lines.
Yeah, it wouldn't
I
surprise me.
can't find my note at the moment.
Okay. Send it to me when you do, and just subtract 120 from it. And the bath attendants, these, you know, halflings, half-elves, there's a very tall, lithe, blonde elven woman with sort of a pixie cut, very short in the back and sort of flipped up in the front, and, you know, a little cloud strifey. And there's a dwarven, this young dwarf man who steps in, and he's kind of got these broad shoulders, and everybody's wearing like an identical sort of a toga, but it has sort of shoulder pads that make like a little mini mantle, and they just sort of waft in the room carrying towels and little bottles of oil, and you guys all decide on different services that you want, but you all start out together around the pool-shaped bath. You find yourselves sort of, after about maybe 10-15 minutes of being in this place, just sort of kind of absorbing the close to boiling water as it soothes your muscles, and the oils from, perfume the air. Some of you are much more comfortable in a setting like this than others. And you just find yourselves relaxing as you all kind of come to and find yourselves all sitting here.
Yeah, Kravish isn't talking very much right now.
Kravish isn't talking.
I'm guessing, are the attendants still in the room with us? Because that might depend on luck. I don't know.
No. They sort of, a few of you, I'm sure, ordered some personal attention, and they just left for a little while to set all that up. You do get some privacy in this place.
Okay, so are we all just like in the tub? Or are we around the tub? I'm just trying to figure out on the mental image to conjure up right now.
Yeah, just imagine 6 folks. Some of you are sort of sitting on the pool's edge. Some of you are neck deep and sort of floating. And you're all kind of in here, and you can feel your dirty bodies cleaning, being cleaned. And,
There's only 5.
Yeah, that's right. Only 5 of you.
Okay, in that case,
Bernard, we'll get to you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to say first, actually. Actually, Kravish's deal is probably going to be closest in her mind. So Iona may just sort of drift towards Kravish and just sort of settle next to him. And she's not great at the other people's emotion stuff, but she's making an effort. And she's going to say, so your father is likely, and she just sort of lets the sentence trail off, and then she says, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And then she says, I'm also sorry that you probably won't get to be able to bury him. And that's sort of, she's not great at the whole comfort thing, but she's trying, and she's just going to be sort of present near him, just for that.
And I know this when dealing with Iona, that she's never been much of a talker. She does struggle with interpersonal connections. So while the statements may sting at face value, I understand that she's trying to offer comfort. And so I just quietly nod and just lean towards her just a little bit, just trying to accept her presence. But that's about it. Just sitting and soaking.
Well, Baranor, wake up.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're doing stuff too. Sailing across the city to the nearest river, kind of recreational river access. You do sort of have to climb over a fence that led past a sewer, because it is a river.
Yeah.
And but you kind of scale down and slide into this sort of ravine where there's access to the river's, riverbed, and the shoreline. You kind of park it, and Luna, she hates water, right? She's a wolf. She's got to hate water. She's not a bear.
I don't know. I know plenty of dogs that like water, but I don't know. I'm sure.
Roll animal handling.
Sure.
You try to get her in the water. Let's see how this goes.
I mean, this is how we would do it normally.
Yeah. I don't think Luna's really keen on jumping in a river. If I'm being honest with you, she's a wolf. They kind of just sort of, run around in the snow and wash themselves off.
This is how Baranor and Luna, when we were alone, this is how we would clean ourselves,
Yeah.
We prefer it this way, don't we, girl?
And she looks at you and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Dogs don't like baths, so even if this wasn't the setting we're in.
I'm gonna pop the puppies out too.
Okay. Yeah, they're not into it.
They're not even gonna splash around in
They're gonna splash around on as deep as their ankles, and anything else. Oh, you got a natural 20. Damn. So you definitely make quick work of this, convincing your companion to get in the tub.
Yeah.
And
don't you want to wash all that grime off you from fight?
You don't want to smell like that anymore.
Yeah, she protests for a little bit, but you get her in, and the puppies join her, and she kind of licks them clean, and there's a lot of grabbing them and throwing them back in the water. They don't want anything to do with it, and they eventually just sort of like sit on the edge and shake themselves dry as you kind of watch from where you are, sort of neck deep, as you kind of kneel. And I don't know, you don't really have soap, do you? You're just sort of
just kind of you use some sand to scrub with, and
Yeah. You see, you're not alone. You look across the bay, and this is not like a modern industrial capital river. There aren't like diesel exhaust pumping into the water. This is a river. It's well traversed. It's in the capital, so there's a lot of traffic, but you feel pretty good about being here. And there's like maybe 100 yards away is the nearest traffic near you, and it's just like a large boat moving through. It's got a couple of boats on either side of it, and there's nobody in any canoes or kayaks near you. It's not how it looks around here. You see the backs of stores that kind of tower above your position, maybe 40-50 feet away. So there's societal life intermixed with this natural water feature.
Right.
You're just kind of keeping an eye on everything.
It's kind of nice. I mean, like I said before, he's not exactly at home in a big city like this. So having even just this small, reprieve from the bustling of the city is nice to just kind of sit for a bit.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll wisdom for me.
All right. Just straight wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom save.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I mean, you're, off on your own. You're used to it. But there's a small part of you that feels like hanging with the group would have been cool too.
Yeah.
And it reminds you of why you're here.
Yes.
It reminds you of what you're doing. And it reminds you of your friend Maven. I mean, she's your friend too. Kravish is not the only one with vested interest in getting her back. You and her had a rapport. She was kind to you, but firm. And you were accommodating of her when she needed your assistance on things. You guys, had a relationship. You all have.
Yeah, I made her that vest at one point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you tried to shoot her.
I mean, are we really?
Unsuccessfully.
I hear in the back of my head the nagging of Kravish.
Yeah. Do you remember watching her compete in the Ellington Classic as she watched you?
Yep.
And you remember, the time spent where you watched her and Kravish form this attraction that blossomed into some kind of relationship you respected and felt it was kind of nice that something happened like that, and it makes you really miss her, and your psychic ability spikes.
Okay.
You feel something like this pulse through your mind, and you're sort of, you feel that that feeling you had as you crossed over from one realm to another when you fell through a portal, that switch, like something like instantly changes. You feel a echo of that sensation, and a red face turns, and just for a flash, you feel an image flash through your mind. Just a couple of frames of a video, and a red face turns and looks, and these bright blue slitted devilish eyes look at you, and you pop out of it.
Do I recognize the face that I saw?
No, you didn't see any. You didn't see the face. You just this red face turns, and you're just so up close on it. You just see these blue eyes, hauntingly glowing blue slitted eyes.
Okay, that was
just catches sight of you, and that's all you got. Yeah, and it's like I said, you get a whiff of that crossing over feeling.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, almost like you were remembering how that felt. That's how faint it was.
Yeah. Huh.
Just as a family of ducks splash by, they're about 10 feet away from you, wagging their little duck tails as they swim along. Mm-hmm. And, a mallard and a bunch of females, maybe some younglings.
Duck tails.
Koza and Reaper. Two of you are kind of kitty-cornered at the edge of the pool. And Koza's kind of like a floating ecosystem, because he's very large and very furry, and things have a way of just like crawling into his.
That's a pregnant pause right there.
Sorry. Yeah. He's kind of. What did you lose me? Yeah, he's got little bugs and things that have over time have kind of crawled all over him. He's a druid, and so he's got this kind of this perimeter around his body as he floats at the edge of this pool of just like a ring of like sand and dust and dirt and algae and creatures. There's things floating around him. And Reaper, they're getting close to you as you are next to him.
Okay, so she's gonna make sure she stays out of the ring of growth, for want of a better word. And she's gonna be like, "Well, happen to know a tiefling."
Kervish kind of looks up a little bit. You do?
Yeah, well, we all do, but yeah, I think I'm the only one that noticed. The guy in the magic shop was wearing some kind of glamour, and he's definitely a tiefling.
Really?
Yep.
Will he own up to it? Do you think he would actually
I don't
like this?
I don't know. I mean, we could threaten to expose him. That would be real bad in this city.
Well, it could be bad for our health, too.
I mean, there he does have an entire menagerie of, magical items. I think we could probably figure it out. Most tieflings, they're in hiding because of the Empire, so I think we could probably work it out. He didn't seem like a crazy person or anything, so.
Iona smiles in a way which makes it seem that she actually really respects this guy for having got one over the Empire, and says, "I don't think we should expose him unless we have to. He seems to have done well for himself, considering."
I would agree. As someone that often has to hide who they are, it's very, nice isn't the right word, but it's the one I have to, not be the only one. So I would hope to not to.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know a tiefling. Since we really need to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
Today we relax.
Hmm?
Today we relax. Missteps.
And in the morning we plan.
Mm-hmm.
At dawn, we plan.
We ride at dawn, bitches.
Well, you guys sort of kind of bake a skeletal order to what you want to do over the next day or two. Yeah, like 12% of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not terribly late in the day. It's you guys got here around early midday, and you would kind of tooling around, and you met with the Emperor, so it's not terribly late in the day for you. So you each receive your individual treatment if that's what you've ordered. Does anybody want to do anything during those times, or as you all sort of wrap up and dry off, if there's anything you guys want to take care of?
I mean, Iona may talk to Kraviv some more about a completely different subject, but that's pretty much it. So she's going to lower her voice and say, look, Kraviv, she's known Yuna for a while now. That thing with him and the princess, is that platonic? It's not romantic, is it? Because that would be a really bad idea.
Huh? I'll just look up kind of quizzically. It's like I didn't quite catch all you were saying. I was like, come again?
I'm the third in line for the throne.
Oh, yeah, no. Yuno's full of surprises. He keeps things closer to the vest than you do.
That's not answering my question. I'm trying to figure out if one day he's going to have to deal with a really bad man.
Oh, like an overbearing big brother-in-law?
Or two, maybe. Or two.
Really only one.
Oh, the other one's alright. He seemed alright, but you never can tell.
You never can tell. No. The middle child is, he's something. We can talk when we're out of public view.
I mean, there are a few of you that can cast silence. You could make like a bubble around you. The cone of silence. If you wanted to be private, you could make it happen. There's enough of you in this room to do that. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm just looking at her. It's like, those two, they've got a history of which I only know a small portion of it. Yeah.
Iona sort of takes this in and files it away as, okay, so it's probably not a massive problem, but it might be. It's a partial answer, but she was just trying to figure out a potential future problem.
Everything does is a problem, so just imagine that it's going to be a problem.
Iona grew up with Levin, so this is like it's all relative. It's all relative to her experience. Like, he's not normal, but he's not as not normal as a normal person would find him, if that.
Again, normal is relative.
I mean, as far as everything he does is a problem, the guy points his finger and just kills all my enemies. Yeah. I don't know by what problem metric you're running there, but it's pretty useful.
Yeah. And do you know what? Iona made this sort of relax into the moment and say, this is so much nicer than skinny dipping in dead marsh. I'm going to send Levin here at some point.
In dead marsh?
Yes, you have to rub a lotion on so that the leeches aren't interested in you. There are also some crocodiles and some water snakes, but the crocodiles, once you're used to them, it's not so much, and the water snakes Levin found them quite adorable, actually.
I mean, except for the real big ones. Like, you don't want to take a chance with the really big alligators and crocodiles, but yeah, the babies, that's some good bayou eating right there. Skin you a gator tail. Yum yum. I would imagine Iona has a strange affinity for, like, lizard barbecue.
I mean, she's probably eaten it more than once. She grew up in a temple in the middle of a swamp. There was a limited list of things to do. It was Kelowna stuff, read history books in your room, skinny dip in the swamp, or, like, have a meaningless hookup.
Yeah.
And, like, that was pretty much it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Those were the options.
Yeah. And I listened to you talking about that, and I'm like, yeah. I remember when I was a kid, we used to go swimming over at the Tears of the Dragon. You see, my home wasn't just a flat level place. There were hilltops and flowing rivers. And there was this one river that when it flowed over, and just the way the light would hit it, the water would just look almost like pouring metal. So we called it the Tears of the Dragon. And then my oldest brother would, and at that he's starting to break up a little bit. My brother would, and he just starts to sob.
No.
Iona puts her hand on his shoulder.
He's sobbing openly. But before it gets too bad, he tries to stiffen himself up and tries to get himself together. No, not here. No. All right. Well, this lobster's about thoroughly boiled, so I'm gonna get on out of here.
Yeah, Koza is by now. Those of you who have skin, not fur or scales, your skin's getting wrinkly. Koza, I'd say you're at a cleanliness level like just below, slept in the same underwear overnight. You're not squeaky clean. Yeah, you're not squeaky clean, but you're definitely a couple of layers of filth away from where you were. The rest of you feel relatively cleansed and pampered. Those of you who split off and came back after foot treatments and neck massages and pressing oils into your legs and things, you eventually come out of it feeling quite refreshed. And at this point, it's about early evening, not quite the dinner hour, and with change in your pocket and preparations to make, the city is yours. What do you wish to do in this moment, Crown Collectors?
Somebody else lead off.
Yeah. We'll say, for the sake of brevity, that Baranor finds his way to where you were, and you kind of meet up with him. We'll say before you guys walk out, he kind of walks in, and
he definitely doesn't look as clean as you guys do, but happy for the most part, but a little bit something bothering him.
Okay. What's wrong with you?
Just something I thought about. That's all.
She just was like, shrugs and was like, okay, that's right, the best.
Steel trap. Good old Baranor. Steel trap Baranor. Anyway, the hustle and bustle of the street doesn't offer as much privacy as you had in your pool area. So Baranor can be forgiven for keeping things close to the chest right now. Before you guys, if you want to find lodging or, just so that I kind of get your idea, you guys not planning on going to the portal room tonight, correct?
No.
Yeah.
I'm waiting till I get my mithril armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid decision.
Right. That was, okay, that, if you guys want to, fast forward and sort of we'll squeeze in some supply runs if you want. Lodging for you guys if you want to wait, because what I say was going to be like 2 days, something like that. Yeah. So we can, if you guys want, or if there's something that you want to do that could take a couple days, we can go through that too. But it's going to be a collective like 50 gold for lodging for a couple nights for all 6 of you. If you want to.
I have the pendant now, so I could set us up, because family's got a house here, so we could just, in the guest quarters, we could set up the, I've got to use the Magnificent Mansion spell, and we could go in there.
Love that.
Cool.
Yeah, you could do that one night. You could stay at this House Cerulean another. So lodging, you guys can save 50 gold on that. So if you want to do anything, definitely jump in. But we can have your armor ready at any point that you want.
At some point there, I'm going to use the sending stone that my brother gave me, just to try to touch base and to tell him that, I met a powerful lizard, said Thysia was completely destroyed. Any updates on your end? Hopefully better news than mine.
There's no response, and you wait like 5 solid minutes. Each moment passing is another cold kind of crushing of your hope for this situation. You don't get a response, and you notice after those 5 minutes, you're kind of like pissed at your spell, like what the hell? You look at the sending stone like this cheap piece of junk, and almost in like the way you're sensitive to magic enough to use it, you can feel like a tendril of the arcane weave, almost invisible, trailing away from this sending stone, and it's almost like it got cut and is winding its way back to you from like some ethereal tension in the cord.
So is there something out there just cut the wire? Okay. All right. Well, I tried that. That was with the stone.
Yep.
I'll also use sending to cast a message to my sister, just checking in to see how they're doing.
It's Sylvia, correct?
Yes.
Is Sylvia quietly and in a dour tone responds, says that you can tell your sister after she's been crying.
Yeah.
She's kind of got the almost like the hiccups, a little short breaths.
Mm-hmm.
Ravish, good to hear from you. Mom is quiet, seems to be laughing about something and then breaks down, but healthy. Okay, they feed us good here. And right before it cuts her off, she just says, thinking, and then she doesn't know how really sending works too much, and 25 words cuts her off.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Your armor, I believe you purchased this at Professor Phineas Darvango's Emporium of Magical Curiosities, correct? Or did you go to just an armor smith?
No,
I thought you bought a...
It was at the magic store.
Yeah. So at some point, the next couple days, your armor is presented to you by Phineas himself. You're sort of in the back of his shop where it's not as flashy here with like people doing magic tricks and showing off things. This is in the back with like, where orders are picked up. But Phineas himself presents it to you. And he's a rather... almost as tall as you, half orc. He has a very broad chest, and his tusks are shorter, and they're not adorned with anything. But he has kind of like black lipstick around his lips. He's got a couple of earrings dangling from his orc-like ears. He wears a tall top hat with a set of goggles strapped to the top of it around the brim, and he wears a real flashy orange and purple and black trimmed suit, and he's almost as tall as you are. He's about 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Yeah. And he just he brings it out from the back and lays this suit of armor, this breastplate and pauldrons and greaves, and I think you had greaves made. You definitely had bracers made. Yeah. And he just says, "Well, Mr. Kravish, so good of you to return, and so glad to present to you this fine suit of customized, one-of-a-kind, exclusive Jarvango suit of armor." And he lays it down, and all of you, you've never seen anything so bright in your life as this. The light is picked up by this mithril, and it shines and glitters and lens flares everywhere, and it almost accentuates and accents the light that hits it, maybe makes it a little bit stronger. So his tutorial on this armor, as he kind of like presents it to you, and he lets you know that there is a dimming effect if you wish. Right along the right inner bracer, there's sort of a slider that's sort of, it looks like it's a piece of metal that sort of slides up and down like a zipper along one of the edges of the bracer. You can turn that up and down if you want, and at its lowest setting, it's rather dull.
Oh God!
Oh, bad boy, right. Bogey.
Okay, very good.
So he's gonna slip it on for you and tighten it, and he's gonna give you the personal attention, and you are sort of pretty good, I'd say, at just sort of passively deceiving somebody. I mean, you're a showman. You're a so you're kind of watching him as he, takes another measurement and he kind of cinches the buckle on the pauldron, and as he's kind of moving around, you're really paying attention to his movements, because you know that unless he's a very, 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 very tall tiefling, that this shouldn't match up. And you should be able to feel like a weird, illusionary kind of thing. So as he's working around you, go ahead and make an investigation check or a perception check, whichever is stronger for you, because this is going to be you really leaning in on paying attention to what he's doing.
27.
Okay.
27 perception.
Yeah, so once or twice, and now that you have been told what, Reaper said, that this guy is holding something back, he isn't who he says he is, you're paying attention, and this guy, you have to take off your hat, is really good. It's almost like the sleight of hand coupled with illusion is so perfect that he's able to make up for the fact that tieflings aren't as tall as half-orcs. They're also not as naturally broad-chested. So there's some kind of technique. Maybe he's wearing a puffy shirt with it makes it feel like something, because he's like brushing up against you, kind of pulling on your greaves and stuff like that. You can feel his body. It feels like a half-orc. You don't know exactly how he's doing it, other than some kind of, illusionary, maybe telekinesis to push things away, to feel like, not exactly sure, but whoever this guy is, he's good. Mm-hmm. Or it's a half-orc and Reaper is wrong. That's also very possible. But there is a couple of times that you catch him sort of at some point during your session, as he's slipping on your armor, step away, and he turns, and you see him make a motion that he made behind his back, you couldn't see, and sort of finished it as he spun around, and the trailing edge of it, the motion that he made, you recognize that as sort of like semantic language for illusionary spells. It was just the trail end of it that you caught.
Gotcha.
And you're noticing all of this pretty nonchalantly. Mm-hmm. And you're able to clock all of this. And at the end of it, he spins you around. You feel confident with the information you have. Mm-hmm. And you look in the mirror, and I want you to describe in detail what this looks like as you are in the mirror with all of your friends behind you. How does the clothing flow through the armor, and how does it look?
All right, so as far as the armor itself, it's half plate. The breastplate itself has kind of the appearance of dragon scale with some sculpted musculature. The heart is kind of a little bit raised up in the center, and there are some notes, like little strips of paper with notes on them, music. This kind of sits over a nice cotton undershirt, and then can go over, a regular tunic or coat can go over it easily because it's mithril. Both arm greaves, like I said, there are also musical notes transcribed on them on each of the greaves. On the shoulder pauldrons, on the right pauldron, there is what looks like a frog's paw mark. Remember the grung? It's sitting right up there. And my badge as a Knight of the Wild is engraved over the left breast.
Yeah, nice little chain going from it to maybe the middle of the chest plate or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then
real fancy.
Yeah, and then the leg greaves have a little bit of some vertical columns along it there with some musical notes as well as a few words in Draconic.
Yeah, he's also going to throw in kind of a green and black leather, sort of a half skirt that flares from the back of you, and sort of like a side cape for your hip, and it's going to kind of travel down past your right knee and sweep back up, and it's on the same side as Anthem's Edge. It's got kind of musical notes as well as little signs of the Platinum Dragon kind of along the perimeter trim of this like half skirt. Yeah, beautiful. It's master crafted, imbued with magic, and it offers you more protection. And it fits you perfectly. It's been magically altered to do so. The metal mithril is a crazy, rare, and fantastical ore that is wrought from the ground and imbued with spells, and it's very malleable, with the arcane. And as you slip into it, you also notice that it might be a little chilly out tonight. Doesn't matter. You all of a sudden are just like the perfect temperature. That's kind of a side effect of the magic imbued in its protection is you can no longer freeze to death. If you incur exhaustion from the elements and it's too cold, you will be able to kind of like reduce it by 1 whatever's going on.
Gotcha.
And
then subsequently, I don't know if I did previously or now, I'd like to see about, selling in my current +1 breastplate that I have.
Yes. So a +1 carries with it a double price of just a regular, what did you say, half plate?
Breastplate. Just a breastplate.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you a price on that because it's going to be doubled and then halved because nothing has any more value anymore. It's like a driving a car off a lot.
Yep, daughter already it's half.
Yeah, so he's going to offer you 550 gold for it.
Sold.
Yeah.
All right. Now, remind me again, what's this gentleman's name?
The half-orc?
Yes.
Professor Phineas Darvango.
Darvango. Okay. Well, Professor Darvango, yep. I have to say, you are good.
Why, thank you very much.
Seriously. From one to another, hands off, every move, every glance, utter mastery. I am impressed.
And he looks at you a little confusedly, like, thank you. Well, I consider my powers of observation sufficient to tailor anything to one's needs.
Okay.
And he just kind of throws a measuring tape around his neck, and he looks like he's kind of like making little adjustments as you're still standing there.
Yeah. But it wasn't perfect, but it was so good. And I lean over and I just say very hushedly, that we mean you no harm. We just need to talk, and we know what you really are.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, because you're leading in, trying to be sneaky, and then I'll have you roll persuasion.
Nat 20 for a 25.
Ooh. Yeah. Let's see how well you do on the persuasion, then. You could very well stealthily fail. Wow. Okay. I'll eat my words. Yeah. So you kind of vary on the sly. And I'm guessing everyone is here? I can't imagine you're not with him when he picks up this armor, guys. Is that correct?
Yeah, at the very least Reaper's with me, if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been with him because we're talking to him because we know that Darvango is useful. But Iona is not super interested in the armor. She knows it's important to Kravish, but it's not like...
Yeah. So
like,
all of you...
It looks very fancy. It's just that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't really interest her.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah. You guys are kind of forming a perimeter around Kravish as he's in front of this 3-panel mirror where he's being kind of fitted for this armor. So as he kind of pokes his head up slowly as you're kind of talking to him, he just kind of looks left and looks right. He notices all of you are also kind of like keeping your distance a little and watching the perimeter, but also looking at him. And then he looks back up at you, Kravish, and he just says, "I don't want any trouble, all right? You seem like good folk.
We're not here to bring any.
And I don't want any static from you. You are all honorable people. What do you want?"
We just need to talk.
And I'm gonna have him roll insight. Yeah, I'm gonna have him roll insight on that.
Mention the center.
Ooh, really, really good. Okay, he just sort of stands to his feet, backs up about a half a step, and just kind of stands there. and you see him take his measuring tape off from around his neck, and he says, "I think your suit is ready and fits just fine. Perhaps one of your compatriots wishes to be measured for some future sale." And he raises his eyebrow and looks at you as he walks around a panel shelf, and there's kind of like a doorway around it, and he just his gaze kind of lingers on you as he disappears around a corner.
Okay. I'll motion for Reaper and Iona to go follow him for a measuring.
Okay.
And we'll be here behind. Just
do keep a note that Steph needs to go here soon.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm already in the car. We're good. You might hear me yelling at people, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So, Reaper, Iona, I'll just take a perception check from both of you. I don't know, Bogey, if you can handle her sheet for roll 20.
I can do it right now.
You can't do it right now?
I don't have access to it.
Oh, are you going to have it at all today? I mean, it's only 40 minutes left, but...
Yeah.
Well, you can take somebody with you. Iona gets a 24, which is a pretty damn good roll. Oh, are you rolling something? Don't wreck.
Yeah, no, I trust me, I won't. I got a 4, so you know.
Okay, so Reaper's a ball of nerves following this guy into a dark alley, so to speak. But Iona, that's kind of where you live, and you got your head on a swivel, and you're watching everything, and you don't notice any real vibes of kind of like a creepy guy, but he does. You do notice that he walked down a short flight of stairs that then turned a corner left. It looks like he went into a cellar.
Yep, I'm just going to follow, keeping calm and not giving off any threatening intent.
All right. Is anybody following her, or are you two just going on your own?
I'll go with.
Yeah. Baranor, hang back. I don't want us to overwhelm him to feel like he's getting ganged up on, but at the same token, we need to look after ourselves.
Gotcha.
Okay. The two of you walk. There's enough room for you to walk side by side or single file, and you kind of follow his footsteps. And it looks like he's going between a pair of shelves, and it's very dimly lit here. That wicked perception gives you pretty good of passive wisdom, so you know that there's no one down here. You don't hear anything breathing, you don't hear anything snarling in wait with a knife, which is exactly what you'd expect, but you don't sense anything like that. Reaper, neither you get the feeling like a bad vibe, and you know bad vibes. You've been living with bad vibes.
Just a bad vibe.
You do catch a whiff of fear off of this guy, a sense of quiet panic. You do watch as you kind of catch sight of him again. He goes between shelves, but before he does that, you can see that he's kind of looking left and right and rubbing his hands together in kind of a massaging the back of his palm sort of way. And he disappears, and as you approach this sort of cellar storage area, and by the way, you pass by like priceless items. There's like a diamond tiara on a mannequin head that is dust on it. There's racks of really high class silk clothing and rolled rugs that kind of wriggle as you walk by them. Like, there's some loot down here, and he has led you to a back area with kind of an office, and he sits in a chair inside the office at a table where it looks like it could fit maybe 4 or 5 people. And he just sits there, and he looks and he sees you, and he just sits and waits.
Can I see? I'm guessing with a 24, I can see that he's nervous.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll insight if you want to catch his mood. But with a 24 perception, he's perspiring. He's shifting his weight a lot, and he looks uncomfortable.
Okay, I mean, Iona's not great at setting someone's mind at ease, but she does know how to do the "hey, I'm not going to come for you" thing. So it's she just sort of looks at him very levelly and says, "I grew up entirely outside of the Empire, and it leaves you with a very different set of values, if you understand my meaning.
I do. And he takes off his hat. And as he does, a shimmering effect drops an image of the half-orc before you. And you realize that this character's skin was not pallid green, but in fact a very bright kind of orangey red. His ears elongate to a fine point, and a pair of horns filed down to the skin, but wide over his forehead. And a kind of a short mane of black, oily hair tumbles over his ear in kind of a side part. He has one fully green eye. It looks like it's maybe a polished emerald the size of an egg in his head. Kind of reminiscent of Atgeir's wife with the silver sort of eye sphere she had. And his other eye is slitted and devilish. His clothes are the same, but he looks like he's not quite as rotund in the chest and all that. So, he's got sort of like cat-like teeth, and he sits before you, and he just kind of folds his hands on top of the table and offers one of the chairs to, he only sees you, Reaper's kind of tagging behind. Please sit.
Reaper will sit, and she'll also drop the mask of many faces that she's just been keeping up as they've been in the city.
Yeah, you go from a brown-eyed, brown-haired kind of human woman, and your iridescent pearl-like hair that ends in kind of a deep pink tumbles over your shoulders. Your skin grows pale and porcelain-like, and here the three of you sit. Well, you want to talk? Your compatriots? What can Professor Phineas Darvango do for you?
So, we have this dagger, and I'm going to just assume that I got it off Valandiir before we went down here.
Sure.
And, there's a symbol on the pommel, and we were told that the only people that would know how to read it were tieflings. And since you're the only one we know, she kind of shrugs.
Uh-huh. So he takes the dagger, and he's not looking at the pommel really. He's just kind of flipping it in his hand a little bit, and he as he goes to stab it a little bit, and he's not trying to pierce his table, but down he looks at the pommel, and he pauses for a moment, and his brow furrows, and he raises an eyebrow, and he just kind of looks at it up and down again, and he goes, "Where did you get this?"
Neither of us were actually there when they got it.
Uh-huh. So, now what?
Do you have any idea what it means, or what it's for, or if it, summons something?
I mean, what? It's ancient script. It looks like, almost primordial. I don't speak primordial. Few people do, but I don't even know if it's a word or a phrase. It's pictographical.
Mm-hmm.
It's very old. It looks like the old speak. My grandmother's grandmother used to talk about old speak, but I haven't seen her in years since I left Anorak.
That's not.
What'd you say, Boogie?
I was gonna say, I'm like, that's not the town you were talking about.
What town?
The ancient town, the original inhabitants of, I couldn't remember what the town was called.
You're not here.
I know.
Unless you are psychic.
No, I didn't say beforehand that I psychically linked, so no, I'm not there.
Well, none of you, certainly the two of you that are down here have never heard of Anorak.
Do you know how to get in touch with somebody that does?
Well, you'd have to, go to my old hometown, Anorak, the last tiefling city. I haven't been there in years, but I could direct you to where you need to go to get there. It's quite far, you see. It's outside the bounds of the Empire. It's where they drove us to when humans and elves settled in our lands. Or so they say. I don't really pay attention to much of that. I'm a businessman, you see, and I do business in the Empire. Quite profitably, I might say. So I'd appreciate it if our little revelation about what I am could stay between us. Obviously, I'd be grateful.
How grateful.
Very grateful. And you see him kind of, yeah, your Thar is showing. He just kind of takes, you see him kind of, he kind of straightens his right elbow and grabs a gold coin out of thin air and just sort of rolls it from one side of the table to his other hand. And it kind of rolls up his knuckle and perfectly balances on the tip of his finger. He's kind of got like long black nails. And he just sort of, he kind of plays with this gold coin, and you interpret that however you wish. It's, could be anything.
Definitely need more specifics.
For instance, if you want to know more about your dagger, I could point you in the right direction. I hear Anorak is perfect this time of year, but I would wait at least 2-3 weeks before you go. It's the hot season, you see.
The hot doesn't bother me.
Yes, I can tell. And he kind of leans into you a little bit from across the table, and his black-nailed finger kind of draws a line from where, kind of pointing in your direction across the table with a scratch. And he says, I sense all sorts of devilish things in your neck of the woods.
You could say that, and she'll just lean forward because she's not intimidated. She'll just lean forward and be like, you could say that. However, I've been through a lot worse. And she'll wink at him and lean back.
And your assessment of him trying to intimidate you, as you get closer to him, there's a pheromone you can smell that's very pleasing to you, that all of a sudden you realize, oh, he wasn't trying to intimidate me, he's flirting with me. And you kind of have like a momentary awkwardness as you realize that he's trying to be flattering, and as you sort of wink at him, his smile just sort of beams across his face as he also leans back with his hands sort of folded on top. You and your quiet friend over there, very interesting, and I'd love to get to know you better. But we must build trust, should we not? What is an arrangement between friends without trust? I've trusted you that you won't turn me in. It's time for you to trust me. And he's going to sort of straighten out his arm once again, but instead of like snatching a coin out of thin air, which you now all of a sudden notice the coin is missing, it's just not there anymore. He's going to kind of grab a scroll from what looks like a shelf just over Iona's right shoulder, and he's going to pull a scroll and then shut the wood panel. And it was a shelf next to that area that you didn't even see, that he just sort of hides with this board and pulls it out, and it looks like some sort of navigational charter, cartography kind of drawing, that it has sort of a detail. Don't go to the map if everybody is on there. Sort of a detailed little representation of a territory just off the western coast, off the Dagger Coast, called Baraxos, or the Morav Islands.
That's kind of ironic.
Yeah, I think I got to reveal a little bit because you can't really see the edge of it.
That's over by where Maven's from.
No, not quite. She's from Saldanis.
Yeah.
No, but the
kind of.
Right there.
Oh yeah, the Taliesin Monastery, definitely. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, and none of you know anything about Baraxos. Not even Udo. Not even Krabish, who's been around the block. And Maven's not here to see if she knew about it. I mean, you guys, those of you who really have seen maps, know that there are islands off the coast of the Empire, but that they're not considered part of the Empire. They're just islands out there of no real interest. Maybe there's like trading ports here, sprinkled around, but that's kind of it. And he just sort of slides it across the table, and he says, little gift to foster trust. And I invite you both to make insight checks. As sketchy as he is, not for nothing, you both, strangely, in your own ways, find him vaguely attractive or intensely attractive. Depends on how you'd feel about it. He's a good-looking fella. And he doesn't seem to give off really... what did you get, Reaper?
14.
Okay. Yeah, he's pretty cute, and he's pretty swarthy, and he seems to know what he's talking about, and he seems pretty confident. And both of you are kind of weirdly taken with him. And not in a... He doesn't seem threatening. He doesn't seem like he's... He definitely seems like a swindler, but you don't feel like he's swindling you. You feel like you kind of got him up against the wall with knowing what he is, and you feel like he's sort of impressed. Maybe not a lot of people actually... I mean, you guys kind of figured it out, but maybe that's a rare thing, and he seems kind of impressed by it, and you get that from him in the way that he talks to you.
Yeah.
You kind of get him, and he kind of gets you. And and he just sort of smiles as he leans back and puts his hands in these side pockets of his little petticoat, and he just kind of looks over at his hat and slides his hat around and just says, "So, do we have a deal? Little tit for tat? I scratch your back, you scratch mine. What do you say?"
I'm gonna look at Iona and be like, well, what do we want to do?
I mean, ultimately, we do want information. This is how we get it, and he does seem pretty trustworthy. So I think Iona's going to say, I think a mutually beneficial arrangement would be something that we would be amenable to. She's not quite going for the flirtation that's going on. It's not that he's unattractive to her. He's not exactly her type, but it's not that he's unattractive to her. It's just that she's recognizing that flirting right now would be a bad idea, so he's not going to do it.
Are you saying she's terrible at it?
No, it's just that she's no, it's not even whether she thinks she'd be good at it. It's just she's evaluating should I flirt with this vaguely attractive man? Actually, no, it's he's not attractive enough to her for her to, completely alter the vibe by hitting on him.
Yeah.
So she does definitely appreciate how he has very successfully got one over on the Empire right in the capital, right under all their noses, and been very successful with it.
Yeah, he picks up on little subtle facial cues by you. As you talk to him, your eyebrows twitch up a little, and as you seem impressed by the way he is. The way you talk to him has a kind of a slightly higher pitch to your tone, and he kind of recognizes that there's some recognizing game here. And while he doesn't push the issue, he does kind of compliment you, and in a very kind of subtle way. And he kind of stands to his feet and says, well, I think this could be lucrative and mutually beneficial. But I must say, I'd like to meet the rest of your party. It's not completely becoming to only deal with one or two assets of a faction. And believe me, the Crown Collectors are known, and we're going to cross paths with them sooner or later. Have them stop by sometime soon.
Aren't we all upstairs anyway? We could
They're all upstairs.
Yeah,
Need them all.
Yeah, wait right here. I'll go get them.
Yeah, hold on.
One of you just hop up, find
Hey, you guys!
We can say We can have all of you if you wish, like do a cool reveal walk from behind a pillar if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Baranor just drops
Yes.
invisibility.
Baranor drops in like Spider-Man.
No, he drops his invisibility.
Yeah. Where were you standing?
Over by the door.
Uh-huh. And yeah, as you drop your invisibility, he kind of looks over at you, and your passive insight sees that he also he looks at you like, there you are.
He knew
I knew you were there. Yeah, he had a feeling.
Okay, so I guess the rest of us will just kind of make our appearance from.
I'll psychically let everybody else know to come on down.
Okay.
Yeah. He
The rest of the
explains to
boys will
you.
come lumbering in.
Sure.
Here they are.
And he's out of fairness, he's going to snap his fingers and tap on a brass button that's sort of embedded on the table, and he's going to be flanked by 3 of his henchmen. They're rather large, rotund, actual half orcs, and they kind of flank him, and they keep their distance. And he kind of gives them a nod, like it's okay, just stay close. And he kind of relays this information to all of you that he doesn't know the symbol on the back of the pommel of this dagger, but he does recognize it as old speak, and that, the only place he knows where they speak it are the elders of Anorak.
Karish, Adarak, was that the name of the town that the tieflings originally inhabited?
I'd have to roll to see if I remember.
Well, I'll say that you no matter what you recall, you've never heard of the name of the city. You just know that they were sort of chased away from the Empire to maybe multiple places.
Yeah.
Right, but the wizard said the original inhabitants of, I can't remember the city.
Valandiir.
What was it?
Yeah, you don't know where. I mean, you don't know where they were chased off from exactly. Just that they were here first.
Or chase
Valandiir first.
It wasn't mentioned like they were in one city in the Empire and they got chased away. They were the original inhabitants of where the Empire is now, and that doesn't matter much because you know that there was something here before the Zephan Empire too. There was like a kingdom of some kind. Yeah, the tiefling thing, you guys aren't really sure when that happened. Could have been before. It was probably before the Zephan Empire started. They were chased out. Zephan Empire took over. So, but
would I have read about it?
Yeah, you can roll history and see if you've ever come across it. I mean, I failed to see why.
It completely escapes me.
Yeah, we'll even say for you, the whole tiefling thing, you rarely came across it. You just assumed that people didn't like tieflings, not that they were totally not welcome in the Empire. The few times that you've been to Haven's Crest and some of the more really heavily populated places like Dane, like Brackenshire, you just figure people don't like them, not necessarily that they were shunned or chased out or there was war or anything like that. So
yeah, cool. Okay,
kind of weird. You're not real cool with it.
Okay,
I'm gonna roll to see if I read anything about what happened.
18? No, not enough. It's not high enough to really glean some meaningful lore from it, unfortunately. I will give you that you just know that tieflings came east from the west to flee something, and that some of them settled in Bogtown near Dead Marsh.
Did we lose Joe?
I think we lost Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Joe, that's okay.
I'm here.
So I'll ask
You caught me monologuing.
Yeah. Since there's been some mention of a great migration or a fleeing, I'll look over at Javango and I'll ask him, what do you know of this great migration?
I don't know, just that thousands, maybe hundreds, thousands of years ago, my ancestors used to live all over the place, but I never really paid too much attention. I left Anorak when I was young, and my life there was kind of boring and plain and bleak. So I left and haven't looked back and don't care to know really anymore.
Okay.
And your passive insight kind of gives you that he's telling the truth. He's not real fond of his past. It definitely seems like a guy who's glad that he came here and prospered.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can try something since this is the symbol on the pommel is from a language. I can cast comprehend languages.
Right. So do you want to cast it? What level spell is that?
Oh, it's a level spell.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. And you're gonna be disappointed, but I'll give you that it is a primordial language. Okay. It is a dialect older than even what earth elementals speak, but you don't get a word or phrase. All you get is first and nothing. That's the iconography you're able to pull off of it.
Okay. And
you're not sure if those two words are related to each other or if they're just descriptors.
Yeah. It's not really words as it is concepts. And I tell them it's I'm getting two concepts, one on top of the other. One meaning first or leader, and then the second one nothing, like a void.
Oh, weird.
Is that correct?
That's what you got, yeah.
Baranor just nods along. Yeah, sounds about right.
Sounds good, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Baranor speaks primordial.
Do you really?
Yeah.
He speaks 75 languages.
Okay.
Dude.
I don't know why you didn't say anything about that, because now you definitely get that it says first and nothing.
I don't know if he got it through his ranger ability of favorite enemy type thing.
Okay.
So I don't know if he has ever seen it written, but now that Krivish says that it's primordial, he can kind of be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that
he always kind of knew, was oh, it looks like primordial, whatever. But never made.
And I'm gonna say that you experience, as you kind of look at it a little more intently, and really kind of you spin it around, and it's almost like it was upside down or something. Yeah. There's a layer of fear, like it's a bad symbol. You don't know why. You don't get why. And now it's to a point where you kind of don't like this dagger.
You don't want to hold on to that thing no more.
Yeah.
It's not. Don't worry. It doesn't give you a cursed vibe.
Yeah.
Just it gives you a bad vibe.
It just gives you the willies.
Yeah, and it sends you back to when you were a kid and you were afraid of the dark. You couldn't explain why, but you were afraid of it. It was something deep in your lizard brain.
Yeah. Thoughts go back to that eye. Speaking of which, do you know of an entity, a very powerful entity that is made up of just a massive eye with tentacles and stuff?
You mean like a beholder?
No.
Because I do know of a couple of beholders.
I don't think it was a beholder. It's
one of them's actually a pretty good friend of mine.
No.
Anyway.
It's like a cosmic power almost. It's
like a cosmic beholder.
Like otherworld. Never mind. I'm bad. Krivish, you're better at words than I am. We've all shared the dream of this thing.
Yeah. So it's not a creature with eyes like a beholder. It's just a presence that is only represented by a single eye.
Uh-huh. Are you all having a vision of this thing?
Well, I had it first when I touched the dagger back in what was the damn Cobb. And then later we all had a shared dream about it.
Oh, well, I do know that ancient curses and rituals and ancient magic could have ways of tunneling dreams to separate people, but at the same time in the same dream. Old magic, though.
Yeah.
And if it has to do with whatever this writing is, well, the ones that speak old speak would probably know. Unfortunately, I don't speak it myself. Never wanted to learn. That's something my ancestors and grandparents did. Well, anything else I can do to assist you in your quest? I might say that simple map to the old stomping grounds is more than enough, I think, to recompense all of this questions and answers. Unless you have something else on your mind.
No.
No, thank you. You've been more than helpful.
Oh, thank you, friends. New friends. Be sure to exit through the gift shop and pick up a little something on your way out, too, won't you? And he, like a dime store magician, he's going to throw up a little ball of exploding, like, white smoke on the table. Mm-hmm. And when the smoke clears, he's gone.
Come on! Oh, wait, there he is.
Crazy.
Upstairs.
He's got his cloak over his in front of him. He's like, wait, turn around. I'm not ready yet. No, he's gone. He has disappeared. And here you are all sort of in his cellar. The 3 guards are still there. And they actually kind of give you the look like they nudge towards the door like, okay.
Show's over.
Yeah.
I'll just nod curtly and we'll make our way out.
As you exit through the gift shop, there are several interesting trinkets and doodads and gadgets, but you're on a bit of a mission right now. And you step back out onto the streets of downtown Haven's Crest. It is about the dinner hour. After this little interaction, you've sort of taken up the day. Several of you have rumbly tumblies and looking for maybe a beverage or two, but we will get to that next session and we'll end it right there.
All right.
Okie doke.
All right, folks, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a great session. I had a good time role playing with you guys, and you almost, honestly, I did have that thing plot armored as an intervention, but you almost killed it. I definitely had, like, that was always going to happen, but you almost got to where the fight would have ended a lot shorter because you almost killed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was a highly buffed Audiug, one of my favorite D&D monsters. As well.
Rounds, it would have been toast.
Oh yeah. Well, there's frickin'.
Yeah, because they're not very high level, so that thing was definitely buffed.
Yeah.
The fact that it was gargantuan too, like they don't get that big. Did we lose Joe again?
That one did.
I said I found this really cool. I don't know if it's homebrew, but it's called an audio ghast, and it has like undead properties and the stench effect and all that. And then I buffed it too because you guys are freaking level. There's 6 of you and 7 counting Luna, and you're high level as shit. So get used to it. It's gonna be all in from here on in, I'm sure.
Oh,
but
sure.
Yeah, that was cool, guys. Thanks for showing up, everybody. We were getting pretty consistent, I think. Our next meeting would be September 6th. So keep your calendars open. Let me know, obviously, if that's an issue. And be ready to make your final preps and see you guys through the Hell Portal next time. That'll be fun. So,
Alrighty.
All right, folks. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Okie doke.
Bye.
Bye.